Winds from the southwest at 13. 20 minutes ago, the sun was shining. And so the drizzle has been on and off really the last couple of days, and it's that kind of an afternoon. It is a ticket sellout so that it is being broadcast locally, but you will see quite a few empty seats as everybody's going to stay, not everybody, but some will stay snuggled and warm today.
And you really can't blame them in certain ways. I think a muddy field under these circumstances, Charlie, if it's going to favor one team or another, maybe go to the Green Bay Packers because they've got that running game. They're starting to establish it. Yes, they were shut down in the beginning of or middle of the first half last week, but I think it might because they've got those big offensive linemen. Bad weather might favor Green Bay.
Green Bay won the toss. They'll be receiving. And Rich Carlos will be kicking off. And this kickoff is sponsored by Budweiser, the king of beers. And we are underway in the rain. And Kelly Cook takes it at the 10-yard line. Out to the 20, still on his feet. And he returns to the 29-yard line. Let me mark it the 30-yard line. So he'll have about 20 yards on the return as Rick Dennison is the man who stopped him for Denver. And the big change, of course, is at quarterback Don Majkowski. He's a rookie taken in the 10th round of the draft. Kenneth Davis, Jesse Clark, the running backs with Epps and Stanley outside. And the tight end is Ed West. Rutgers, Moran, Cannon, Hallstrom, and Keith Euchre, the offensive line. Euchre, of course, many of you know with Denver for 2.5 years back in 82, 83, and part of 84. So Green Bay goes to work, and the rookie at quarterback, it'll be interesting to watch his development. And he gives to Kenneth Davis. And Davis is going to pick up a couple to the 32. It'll be 2nd down and 8 as we'll check out the defense of the Denver Broncos. And the main thing that we want to see is Freddie Gilbert. Is he going to start, or will it be Walt Boyer? It is going to be Boyer. So it is Boyer, Townsend, and Rulon Jones, the front three. The linebackers will be Fletcher, Mecklenburg, who will be everywhere, as you know, Hundley and Ryan. And in the secondary, Haynes, Harden, Smith, and Lilly. 2nd down and 8. Epps coming in motion. And Davis gets the call again. 36-yard line, so he picks up 4. It's going to be 3rd down and 4.
Charlie, here's where the problems come for Don Majkowski. Now you see the nickel package coming onto the field for the Denver Broncos. Chances are they might blitz Majkowski, try to confuse him as much as they possibly can, throw some different looks at him. 1st and 2nd down, they want him to get his confidence, some running plays, but now here's the real challenge for the youngster.
So he has to throw here, 3rd and 4, and maybe throwing from a shotgun. As Jesse Clark is the remaining back, and we have 4 wide receivers. Denver does not blitz. The receiver fell down, slipped when he made his cut, and that was Keith Pasquette, who made the cut, slip, lost his footing, and he went down. So it'll be 4th down and 4, and that means that Don Bracken will come in to kick.
Charlie, that's really inexcusable by a wide receiver. He knows where he's going. Pasquette, of course, a free agent rookie. He'll make some mistakes. He's allowed that. But you've got to be under control. Only 2 things can happen when you fall down. Both of them are bad: interception or incompletion.
Don Bracken, with that great game last week, will be kicking. Ricky Natile is set for the return. Bracken, 10 kicks. He averaged 48.9 yards. Natile takes it to the 27, drops it. Green Bay may have the ball. Yes, they do. Tiger Green recovers. A 37-yard kick, and Tiger Green recovers.
The biggest worry for a punt returner is weather. That's about the only thing that you've got to worry about if you're sure of your hands. Natile, in the past, they've talked about his hands, had some problems, but this, of course, blamed on a wet ball.
And so Green Bay with a golden opportunity at the 26-yard line of Denver. And the Broncos fumbled only 24 times, as you saw from the graphic last season, the fewest in the National Football League. Davis to the outside, and he goes out at the 20-yard line, so he'll have 6. It'll be 2nd down and 4. as Tony Lilly makes the tackle. Technically, that may not be a fumble. That may only be a muff since he did not have possession.
Correct, Charlie. It seemed Mikowski was a little confused on it. They had the misdirection. Misdirection has worked well against the Broncos both last year and last week in their opening game of the season. And he nearly breaks it around the corner and gets into the end zone. Good for him.
They're going to mark it the 19-yard line, so it's going to be 2nd down and 3. Paulot Carruth is now in as the blocking fullback. And Epps is in motion. And Carruth gets the carry and goes over the top. He needed 3. I think he may have just gotten a couple. So it's going to be 3rd down and still a yard to go. Let's see where they spot it. They'll put it at the 17-yard line. So it's 3rd down and 1. And it's a little closer than we thought. So they'll bring the chains out for the measurement.
Official timeout for a measurement.
Meanwhile, Brent Fullwood, the #1 draft choice from Auburn, has come into that offensive set as a running back.
And Charlie, they're bringing in the big guys. Joey Hackett brought in as a 2nd tight end. He, of course, formerly a Denver Bronco, acquired this week on waivers by the Green Bay Packers. They also are bringing in Tom Robeson, an offensive guard who'll probably serve as a tight end in that formation. Either that or they'll go with another guard, Rich Moran. 3 big tight ends. Not normally that you might see. Number 57, as you'll take a look at him. There's Hackett, number 89. But 57, watch him come out of the huddle. He's really a guard, but he's in there as a tight end for the blocking support.
So the running backs are Jesse Clark and Brent Fullwood. And the quarterback goes over the top. Mikowski gets it himself. And he has the 1st down. He needed, as you saw in the measurement, just about 4 or 5 inches, but a flag was dropped over on the 14-yard line.
Mikowski for the 1st down.
Dick Hancock, the referee.
Offside. Defense lined up offside. 1st down.
So they take the penalty because, of course, it has the yardage. And the ball is going to be placed just outside of the 11-yard line, where it will be 1st down.
Charlie, did you see the jump of Mikowski that time? He was a 6'10" high jumper in college. He could really get up. Plus the aggressiveness of a rookie. About 2 years from now, he'll jump about half as high to get over that pile.
No, 2 years from now, he'll hand it off and let somebody else jump over the pile. That comes with age and wisdom. Here's Davis to the 8-yard line. So he picks up 3. It's going to be 2nd down and 7 at the 8. Rulon Jones is the man who brought him down.
This reminds you of anything? A week ago, the Packers looked good on their initial drive, moved down the field.
To the interception at the 9-yard line.
That's exactly
against
right.
the Raiders, and it was the last thing that the Packers did. So important for Green Bay. They did not, outside of the opening drive, they did not play well. And the crowd, they're starting to come in from the parking lot. They were staying dry out there, I believe. But so important for them to get out, for the Packers to get off to a good start. Here's Davis to the right side. And he is cut down at the 6-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd down and 5 as the free safety Tony Lilly makes the play. And that is a play that he simply has to make it. If he does not make it, or if he loses his footing, slips and fall on the slippery turf, then you're looking at a quick 6 points.
Yeah, he's into the end zone. As you take a look at the early scores, really nothing on the board as of yet. We'll continue to give you the scores as they go along through the afternoon.
Buffalo in front of Houston.
Yeah.
In the 1st quarter.
But you're right, Charlie. They need better support on the corner. Mike Harden and Mark Haynes have got to come up and support. They can't rely on Tony Lilly and Dennis Smith the entire afternoon.
Scott Norwood, a 45-yard field goal for Buffalo. We've got flags flying everywhere. It's 3rd down and 5 at the 6-yard line.
Encroachment. Defense. Number 68. Half the distance.
Charlie, a week ago, the Packers had trouble. Mark Cannon snapped the ball a little bit late on occasion in that shotgun formation. You might think that Townsend will be aware of that. And number 61, by the way,
Andre Townsend.
Right, it was Andre Townsend. Andre Townsend should be aware of that. No reason to jump that early, of course, unless Mark Cannon was squeezing the football, trying to draw him offside.
3rd down and 2 as you split the distance. The ball at the 3-yard line. And so they go back to the standard set, this time with Paul Caruth and Brent Fullwood. Now Caruth moves to the outside. Fullwood in reality is the running back, and he has the ball with 2 big linemen in front of him, and he scores. Brent Fullwood from 3 yards out, and that is his first NFL touchdown. The number 1 draft choice from Auburn.
Charlie, a great block by Paul Caruth. Watch him, number 30, come into your screen. He's cracking back inside. Now watch that boom on the inside, and that allows him to spring around the corner. Totally, literally gets drilled over there in the corner and unable. That was Ron Hauster making the block, and that allows the rookie to walk into the end zone for the score.
And now with Bracken holding, Al Del Greco, who was shut out last week, of course, since the Packers were scoreless in that ball game, losing to the Raiders 20-0, splits the upright. And Green Bay is in front of Denver by a score of 7-0. We have 10 minutes and 38 seconds. That is the time remaining. We are in the first quarter at the Milwaukee County Stadium. We'll be back in just a moment with the kickoff. Along with Al Del Greco, who will be kick. Oh, hey, there's our welcome. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Milwaukee. That's very nice. I didn't know they were going to do that. Ricky Nattiel and Gene Lang are the deep backs on the return for the Denver Broncos. And Nattiel will take it at the 9. He's to the 20. And will fight his way out to about the 28-yard line. So he's going to have 17, 18 yards on the return as John Elway comes aboard for the first time, and he's been standing, and it is cold, and it is wet, and it is dreary. Mike Weddington of the Packers made the tackle. It'll be Wilhite and Lang as the running backs. Johnson, Jackson out wide, and Clarence Kay, who's vastly improved as a receiver as a tight end. He's always been a great blocker. Studdard, Bishop, Bryan, John Ayers from the 49ers, and Ken Lanier. That's the offensive line for Denver. 28-yard line. Denver in their own territory. First opportunity on offense. And it's going to be Sammy Winder as the remaining back. And Sammy gets the call. And he's out to the 34-yard line. So he has 6. It's going to be 2nd down and 4. Carricker, Martin, and Brown, the front 3. With Anderson, Noble, Holland, and Harris, the linebackers, and Holland with 10 tackles last week. An outstanding game. Lee, Brown, Murphy, and Stills in the secondary. So it's 2nd down and 4. Mobley is in for Denver. Of course, as you know, they'll make a tremendous amount of offensive substitutions. Jackson coming in motion, and Elway to throw in the rain. It is high, and it is incomplete. Just sailing through the hands of Vance Johnson. And it's going to be 3rd down and 4. The effect, you'll take a look at the pressure on Elway, but the effect of this kind of weather, you were a receiver, and on the quarterback.
Well, on the receivers, it's simply concentration. You've got to catch the front half of the football. When you look at a ball, sometimes you can let it slip through your hands and catch the back half. As a receiver, as you look at the pressure on Elway taking a lick, you've got to catch the front half of it. You can't let it slip whatsoever. Obviously, that time, the Vance Johnson did not get it done.
3rd down and 4. In the old days, you won't remember that quarterbacks even would tape thumbtacks to their fingers to get a better grip on the ball. Elway scrambles to the outside, has the first down, and he goes past the 45 to about the 47-yard line. Now mark at 46-yard line, I believe. He scrambles for 13. And the all-important first down, converting on 3rd and 4.
You've got to have so much respect for John Elway. He's not going to slide down. He jumped over the pile there. He's going to make sure he had the first one. He had it by more than enough.
You know what I like about Elway? He enjoys playing football.
Yeah, he likes it.
He really does.
He would have been a player, regardless if he was a quarterback or not. I think he could have played wide receiver or a defensive back position. He's a player.
Wilhite is now in the tailback position, and it is Wilhite. And he's going to be cut down and lose a couple, maybe 3. If you lose 2 to the 44, it's going to be 2nd down and 12 as John Anderson, the outside linebacker for the Packers, makes the tackle.
the running game all important to the Broncos. They came into the season wanting to improve their running attack. They did that a week ago. They had a couple of nice performances. Sammy Winder with nearly 80 yards against Seattle, and Gene Lang had a good day. But especially in the rain, can't rely on that passing game completely in the rain. Have to establish a run.
Green Bay leading Denver 7-0. 8.5 minutes to go first quarter. And they did it on a 26-yard drive with Brent Fullwood, the rookie, scoring from 3 yards out. Elway drops it over the middle to Clarence Kay. He drops the ball and is picked up by Green Bay. And the Packers have it. Second big break of the ball game for Green Bay.
A slick ball continues to plague the Denver Broncos. Kale, come into your picture, number 88. See him underneath? That's just a little release valve pattern for him. He takes 2 steps, so it's definitely a catch.
Noble strips it.
And it's John Anderson. Fall on it, John. Don't get up and run under these conditions.
So 2 turnovers. Green Bay has the ball both times. They scored on the other one. Now they have it at the 50-yard line. And the Packers lead by a score of 7-0. Play action fake. Pressure and a sack. Simon Fletcher. And for the Denver Broncos, their first sack of the game and only their second of the season. They had only 1 against Seattle last week.
Fletcher is an important part of this defense for the Broncos. One of several people to change positions. That's Keith Buecher, who gets beat on the inside of the block. And Fletcher, important part because he's got to play that stand-up defensive outside linebacker position now. A year ago, he was a defensive end, and they like to blitz him, as you see.
A loss of 5, 2nd and 15 at the Green Bay 45. Mikowski gives to, is that Caruth? Paul Caruth. And he has only 3 to the 48, so it's going to be 3rd down and 12. That means that Green Bay will have to throw, so we look for him to show from the shotgun. Cincinnati leading San Francisco by a score of 7-0 with 6.5 minutes to go in the first quarter of that one.
3rd and 12, ball on the 48.
3rd down and 12. Here is the shotgun with 2 backs in the block. And 3 wide receivers. Both backs go. There's nobody to pick up on the blitz. Over the middle, tipped, and it's high. It is dropped on the interception. Steve Wilson tried to pick it off in deep center field. Philip Epps, the intended receiver. It'll be 4th down.
Nearly like a true center fielder in baseball. Well, why not? We're at a baseball stadium. Mikowski showing some good presence, though. Those feet chopping around, a little nervous out there. He shouldn't have thrown this football. And Wilson nearly coming up with the catch up. Willie Mays' job going away from him.
Gerald Wilhite is back as the punt returner. Don Bracken to kick. Previously, it had been Natil, and he dropped the first one. Wilhite, maybe that the experience in sure hands, figures it on the second hop, and he returns it to the 19-yard line. So Denver will have the ball following a 41-yard kick and an 8-yard return for the second time in the ball game. John Anderson makes the tackle for the Packers. We'll be back in a moment. Reno with a touchdown pass.
Williams.
Doug Williams with a touchdown pass. Buffalo with a field goal. New Orleans with a field goal. And here, the score is Green Bay 7 and Denver nothing with 6:52 left to go in the first quarter. In the rain, Milwaukee County Stadium. Denver with the ball for the second time at their own 19-yard line with Wilhite and Lang, the 2 running backs. And Gerald Wilhite gets the call to the 21. Oh, a couple. It's 2nd down and 8. You become more conservative when the ball is wet and the grass is wet and everything's a little bit slippery.
Oh, you have to, especially when you're the Denver Broncos. What's happened to thus far? Clarence Kay with the fumble, an easy catch for him, and then Natil back punt returning and dropping the football. I think I'd be very conservative with the kind of offense they have. They like to do the flea flickers and the unusual things.
Little play action fake. Elway has pressure, rolls away from it. Now he has all the time in the world. Flag is down. It's going to go against Denver. The pass is way high on Vance Johnson.
Flag on the play.
One of the Denver players, I believe Billy Bryan, is going to be called for clipping. If he caught a green, oh, they're going to call him for holding. And that can happen a lot of times when your quarterback is scrambling and in addition, not to belabor a point, but a slippery field.
Offense, number 64.
It was Billy.
Penalize half the distance to the goal line. Repeat the down.
It'll
Second
take
down.
it back to the 10-yard line.
This is a waltz. This isn't a hole. Take a look. Center your screen, number 64. Looks like he has a hole number 94. That's Charles Martin. Now, does he let go? This is an all-in-out dance. Here we go, Charlie. Look at that. My goodness. And then that's where they turn around and say, "What? I didn't hold."
Second and 19.
Second and 19. The ball back at the 10. Green Bay leading Denver 7-0. The Broncos have not gotten on track. Elway to throw. Winders in the right flat. You saw Elway's foot slip, bounce, juggle, and then caught at the 26-yard line. Orson, no, that's the Clarence Kay. Interesting, 16 yards. Kay not known for his hands, and yet stayed right with it. Good concentration.
Well, he needed to catch this one. Sometimes, Charlie, the wet field is a psychological barrier for a wide receiver. You know, you're thinking about the rain, thinking about should I wear gloves or shouldn't I wear gloves, and this is not an easy catch for him. I think the first drop had a lot to do with it, though. He had to have great concentration. Coming across in front of him a Packer to try to blur his vision, but a good concentration on the part of Clarence Kay.
Steve Sewell is in that offensive set. It's 3rd down and 3. Elway from the shotgun, needing 3. Wanted to go with a possible several passes and intercepted. Yes, it is. 3rd turnover for Green Bay. Kenneth Johnson.
Charlie, there's an old saying that a receiver will never make a quarterback throw an interception, but this was a hot read. There was a blitz coming in, and he sees it. He feels it. Now, a receiver on his right had to break the pattern. He did not. That's the reason for this interception. And that was Gerald Wilhite going across. It seemed that Wilhite needed to break that pattern. He did not. And Elway, his first big mistake of the game.
Kenneth Johnson with the interception at the 28-yard line of Denver. Green Bay leading by 7. And here's Davis. Cut down to the 26, so the flag is down. It goes as a gain of 2 if it stands up. Mark Haynes makes the tackle. Going to be a clipping call against Green Bay. I say that the penalties, you're going to have them. And it's not so much the length of it, whether it's a 5 or a 10 or a 15, but when they occur.
Crackback, offense, number 85, 15-yard penalty. Repeat the down. First down.
And the ball goes back out to the 40-yard line. So that becomes a very costly penalty. It takes the wind out of your sails.
It certainly does, Charlie. The rule of the crackback is that the block must begin on the jersey. And really, that's a mistake that sometimes a bad field will have an effect on. If a defender slips and you're going to block him, sometimes you'll wind up below the jersey or on his backside, and the reason for the penalty.
And here's Davis, and he's going to be dropped at the 41-yard line. It was 1st and 22. The penalty assessed from the spot of the foul, and now it will go back to the 41-yard line. It's going to be 2nd down and 23 as Mecklenburg was there. And this, of course, means that the rookie Mikowski's going to have to start throwing the football.
Yeah, that really hurt them. Here they have an opportunity to going in, maybe a field goal, maybe stay on the ground and get into the end zone. But that big crackback penalty now means that Mikowski's got to put it up in the air under less than ideal conditions.
Don Mikowski, 6'2", 197-pounder, rookie from the University of Virginia, drafted in the 10th round. Number 1 passer and number 1 in total offense. In the Virginia record book, he slips a little, steps forward. He's a good all-around athlete. Scrambles back to the 39. So he rushes for 2. 3rd down and 21. Walt Boyer was there along with Mecklenburg. One of his problems, he cannot read the whole defense. He's got to look at one receiver, and if he's not open, he's got to run with it. He doesn't have maybe another choice. That and a back coming out of the backfield, and he's out of options. He can't read. You're
absolutely right, Charlie. For a rookie quarterback, it's just too early for him to pick up the entire defense and read it and know where to go. First receiver, second receiver, third receiver, then run. You're right. He's going to go primary receiver and then start to scramble.
And also, Denver is not blitzing as much right now as I thought that they would. And I'll tell you why. Because of a game that John Elway played against the Chicago Bears Soldier Field in his rookie year, and the Bears sent everybody.
Timeout.
I think they blitzed
Green
11
Bay,
men at one time.
Their first timeout.
Green Bay, a little problem. They want to sort it out, so they'll take a timeout, and that means it will be going away. The score is Green Bay 7, Denver nothing. 3:28 left to go. We're in the view that we were in a baseball booth, and it's Scottish weather, so I have the proper attire.
Is that the reason?
Yes, that's the reason.
Yeah, Dan Mikowski's enjoying this weather. By the way, he's an accomplished artist. And they asked him, they said, if you did a portrait of Forrest Gregg, would you charge him for it? He said, no, I wouldn't charge him, and I also give discounts to Polish families.
And he's back to throw.
There he is.
Little slippery, and it is incomplete. He's throwing behind the intended receiver, Frankie Neal. Not that bad a pass, but he's still a little off. He's still a little nervous, and he's not planting well.
True, and that's also a pass that Frankie Neal's got to catch. He's all alone in the middle of the field. You got to be able to stop and catch that football.
So that means that Don Bracken will be kicking, and Ricky Nattiel is now back in as a return man. He's at the 10-yard line. And this one goes out of bounds inside of the 20, which is the first object. It's at the 19-yard line. 21 yards by Don Bracken. We'll take a timeout. 3:17 left to go in the first, and Green Bay leads it 7-0. Not had very good field position. Their average thus far has been their own 21 at the start of each drive, while the Packers have started at the Denver 44. That's their average. So they have. That's the good news for Green Bay. The bad news is they have capitalized only 1 of 3 turnovers. Denver continues to stay on the ground as they have not been effective through the air. Gene Lang getting the call. 21-yard line. Tim Harris makes the tackle. Let's call it the 22.
Now, you think he cares about free agency, Charlie?
Right. There's a great. When we watched it before the game, right before we came on the air, it was really raining hard. He looked so forlorn and so cold. Second down and 7 as Jackson goes in motion. Elway throws quick outside to Johnson, and he goes down the sidelines and out of bounds. Vance Johnson with that great speed slowed down a little bit. He ran a 4.28 last year and ran a 4.36 this year.
Of course, he was a running back in Arizona when he was in college, and this is really a running play, Charlie. They like to utilize him, getting the football right away, get some big linemen in front there. See Clarence K, number 88, trying to lead it, but it's actually an extension of a running play. Get it to him as fast as you can, let him utilize that speed.
A gain of 16 and a first down for Denver at their own 38-yard line. Green Bay 7, Denver nothing. 2.5 minutes left to go in the first quarter, and the rain has stopped for a little bit. Sammy Winder in as a running back, and we have some action prior to the snap. Green Bay, of course, claiming that they were drawn off, and Denver, of course, saying, who, me? Denver has not been able to get any kind of offense going in the ballgame.
No, they certainly haven't, Charlie. And I think as a result, they've taken number 68, Larry Lee, in the game as an H-back. He's actually playing the part of a big tight end, if you will. They're bringing him across the formation to lead the blocking. Let's keep an eye on him. Larry Lee, number 68.
Encroachment, defense, 5-yard penalty, repeat the down, first down.
Let's take a look at Bishop, number 54 to the right. Yeah, he pick up the arm a little bit quickly, maybe. Although Charles Martin, number 94, was right on it. I don't think he moved because he saw the guard to the right of him pick up his hand. He just was a little quick.
Go down to the Denver 43. It'll be first down and 5. Denver 56 yards in total offense. Green Bay 30 yards in total offense. And here's Sammy Winder. And he has only a yard to the 44. It'll be second down and 4. Tim Harris is there for the Green Bay Packers. No, that was Gene Lang. Excuse me, number 33. Winder, of course, as you know, is number 23. Vance Johnson goes wide to the far side. Jackson to the near side. Mobley in motion. And Winder the ball carrier. And Sammy really pops through. 41-yard line of Green Bay. A gain of 14 yards. No, they won't give him quite. They'll say the 42. And a first down.
Winder has been the leading rusher for the Broncos over the past 5 years, but lost out in the starting position this year to Gerald Wilhite. However, a week ago, he was their best rusher, 79 yards against Seattle, and it looks strong again this afternoon.
Mark Murphy making the tackle. First down for Denver at the Green Bay 42-yard line. Winder on the reverse. Yes, it is Johnson, and he is in big trouble. 50 at the 50. Johnny Holland, number 50, right at the midfield stripe, was waiting for him. A loss of 8.
Charlie, if you remember a week ago against Seattle, they ran this exact play, only what they do off it is that they allow him to tip the ball back to John Elway and throw the flea flicker. This time it's run all the way, and Johnny Holland, number 50, not fooled, and surprising for a rookie. I'll tell you, he was there, and he didn't get fooled by the motion at all. Nice play by Holland.
Wilhite and Lang are the two setbacks. The skin part of the infield is to Elway's deep left. And that's where he's throwing. And it is incomplete. Mark Lee had the coverage on Vance Johnson because the footing changes and can become treacherous down there.
It certainly does. Receivers will change the length of their pattern on occasion so that they can just get out of that dirt infield or stay just in front of it.
Elway has completed 3 of 6, 36 yards, and he's been intercepted 1 time. And it's third down and 18. Teal and Mobley have come in as receivers, joining Jackson and Johnson. Wilhite is back with Elway in the shotgun. And Johnson is in motion. Elway throwing underneath the coverage to Jackson. And he's going to pick up about 10 yards, but that's not going to be near enough as Dave Brown makes the tackle, the wily veteran formerly with Seattle.
This is triple trouble on the part of the Denver Broncos. They've got the 3 speedsters on that side of the field. They're clearing out the area. You saw Dave Brown, number 32, getting out of the area. He's got to worry about the deep strength, and they stop Jackson underneath the coverage, allow him to option it, trying to pick up the first down.
And as the kicking team comes out, the first period comes to an official close with the score: Green Bay 7, Denver nothing. Back in a moment. I love that. You know. Roll up the awning when we get ready to play, and they're going to do. They've got 2 television sets in there.
There's that other new movie, Dirty Dancing. I think you can get some mud and go out and do some dirty dancing. You take a look at the stats. Packers 30 yards rushing, kind of even in that category. But look at the passing yardage. Bukowski, the rookie, is not done very well. -5 on that end of it. But the all important that you don't see on that board is the fact of the 3 Denver Bronco turnovers. That's the most important first quarter stat.
And the Green Bay Packers have not turned the ball over.
Not yet. They haven't at all. And, you know, that's so very important to Denver. A week ago, they turned 5 Seattle turnovers into 27 points. And that's the item that the Green Bay Packers wanted to stay away from. They have so far.
Mike Horan with a 37-yard average, and he kicked just 1 time last week. Last year he had a 41.1. And Walter Stanley. The gloves really come in handy here because they're sticky and they're dry, and you can get a better grip on it. It goes to the corner, and he gets it. Let's see where they mark it out. So Green Bay will be starting an offense, and they will not have good field position for the first time. They're going to mark it out at the 22-yard line.
Horan's not very happy about that.
He read it differently. It's a 21-yard punt.
Charlie, getting back to the gloves, what receivers wear in this kind of weather is skin diving gloves, because they've got great dexterity. They use exactly what skin divers will wear, and they're very light, but very good grip for them.
Do they have little suction cups?
Yeah, they certainly do. No thumbtacks, but they've got suction cups.
Green Bay from their own 22-yard line, first down. Epps in motion. Thing very basic with Brent Fullwood, the rookie. He's going to have a yard, maybe 2, when Andre Townsend was the man who met him at the point of attack. Let's give him a yard to the 23.
And Townsend, one of the men that moved in this ever-changing Denver Bronco defense. He was a defensive end a year ago. Now he's playing that nose tackle position. Andre Townsend bigger than Greg Cragen, the man who he replaced. They wanted a bigger, stronger, more aggressive defense this year. So far, they've showed that.
23.
2nd and 9. Pascal in motion. He stops. Forward. Off the 25. We'll give him the 26. So it's 3. And it's going to be 3rd down and 6. Simon Fletcher made the stop, and now Green Bay has to throw. So it's run, throw on 3rd down when you have to. Try not to make any mistakes and capitalize on any that the Broncos might make.
Charlie Mikowski has to get that one completion in. He's got to get some help from a wide receiver, maybe make it an easy throw for him. Get that one big one in. It changes his entire confidence level.
He's 0 for 3. He's been sacked once. And I think to get it, though, he's got to throw on 1st down.
I think so, too. This nickel package is not going to help him at all. He's going against 5 or 6 defensive backs.
And he doesn't read, as we mentioned earlier. He doesn't have the experience to read what the defense is doing. And a blitz is coming. 2 blitzers, and he's in trouble. Slips 1 tackle, and he was in the grasp and control and will be ruled down at the 12-yard line. So that is the 2nd sack for Denver, and we're going to give it to Randy Robbins, and they were blitzing 2 back.
Charlie, this is called a dime package for the Broncos. Take a look from Mikowski's right side. Number 45, Wilson, will come. That's also Robbins' 48 from this side, and that is a sandwich. 2 defensive backs get to him, and down with the sack.
And that means that Don Bracken will come in. He's a good punter.
Illegal formation, offense. Number 70, not on the line of scrimmage. Penalty decline. 3rd down.
Meanwhile, Keith Euchre was not on the line of scrimmage. They declined the penalty. 4th down. Either that or Don Bracken, the punter, was going to say, wait a minute. Gerald Wilhite is the return man. You will recall earlier that Natil was there, and then he muffed a ball and lost it to Green Bay, and then Wilhite. Natil has been back also since then. Well, they're kind of alternating him right now. Good snap. Not that good a kick. And he's going to be down. And the ball's now free once it's been touched. I mean, Wilhite can pick it up and do almost anything. Still get it back at first touching, but possibly because it's wet. Why bother to take a chance?
Well,
Mandeville was down.
Because there's no chance.
There's no chance.
Right. Wilhite can pick it up and run with it. If he fumbles, it goes back to the point of the illegal touch. That's what it's referred to as.
Meanwhile, there was a flag down back at the 18-yard line. A 31-yard kick. Denver will refuse it and take the ball just inside the 44.
Illegal flare, offense, downfield. Penalty is declined. 1st down, Denver.
So Denver, with their best field position to start a drive, will have to wait a moment as we'll take a timeout with the ball at the Green Bay 44-yard line, and the Packers lead at 7-0.
Today's game is brought to you by Mazda, bringing performance and value together. That's the Mazda way. By the Stanley Works. Stanley helps you do things right. And by Tandy Computers, because there is no better value, only at Radio Shack.
This is Charlie Jones, Jimmy Cephalo. Elway gives to the 2nd back, and that is Wilhite. Wilhite inside the 30 to the 24-yard line. Mark Lee makes the tackle. 20 yards on the play.
And Gerald Wilhite was questionable coming into this game because of a sore ankle. It doesn't look very sore to me. Nice block on both sides. That's Ayers, number 67, with a good block on John Anderson, number 59. And that springs Wilhite into the secondary.
First down at the 23-yard line. Winder slips as he makes his cut at the 25, and he's going to lose a yard to the 24. It'll be 2nd down and 11 as we check the 10-minute ticker. Cleveland leading Pittsburgh by 3. Chicago. Walter Payton is 107th rushing touchdown. Now passes Jim Brown in that category. All-time NFL list. Cincinnati leading San Francisco 10-0. Bengals are for real. Miami is expected in front of Indianapolis. Washington and Atlanta tied 7-7. A bit of an upset working there. Houston in front for the first time now 10-6, and New Orleans leading Philadelphia. And here it is Green Bay 7 and Denver nothing. Denver with the ball at the 24-yard line of the Packers. Elway back. Has all the time in the world. Screen knocked away. Good defensive play. They're going to rule it an incomplete pass. Outstanding defensive play by Robert Brown, number 93.
You're not kidding, Charlie. He had to read this thing, then get the big paw up and knock it away. An outstanding play by Robert Brown.
This is a play you just simply do not see a defensive lineman make that off.
Not at all. First he had to read it, and then what he does, look at the dexterity. I mean, he's lost some weight. He was about 8 pounds heavier last season, and then also a nice move.
Offense, number 88, 10-yard penalty. Repeat the down. Second down.
That against Clarence Gale, holding penalty, but also a nice move. Good concentration on the part of Sammy Winder to try to get back into it.
So it's 2nd and 21 with the ball back at the 34-yard line. So the Broncos unable to get anything moving. Looked as if they had an opportunity there. Moved to the 24. Now the penalty brings it back to the 34. And it's 2nd and 21. Elway against a 3-man, now a 4-man rush. Slides out of the pocket, throws, and the pass is incomplete. Right through Vance Johnson. I got to see that again.
Well, I think Ken Johnson, number 39, who's a free agent, all he has to do is just change the spiral of the football, and it will be very, very difficult for Johnson to come up with it. And that's exactly what he does.
Good. Yes,
he knocked it away. Number 39, Ken Johnson, a free agent. Nice play.
He also has an interception to his credit. He's in pretty good ball.
3rd and 21.
3rd down and 21. Elway from the shotgun. Will Height, the remaining back. Incomplete.
That's a fumble try.
They're going to rule a reception and a lateral or backward pass because that's what they wanted to do. And this is a Miami play.
Well, it's one that worked very successfully for them for a number of years, but this is something set up. You've got Orson Mobley, number 89. He's going to make the catch. Now he's waiting for the trail man, the back coming to his left-hand side, but Mark Murphy, number 37, is there for the hit. In that case, and you see number 47.
It's a live ball.
Will Hyde is the one who was going to be the trailer. That is a live reception. But Mobley has got to just hang on to it when he feels the pressure and say, let's forget about this. We'll be happy with the catch. And that nearly works. If Murphy doesn't get that to that point and they flip it out to 47 Will Height, he's down the sideline if they can't get to him for a score.
And Will Height shaken up on the play. We've got a timeout, and we'll be back in just a moment. Green Bay leads 7-0. 1981 playoff game, San Diego.
Right at that time, it was Duriel Harris as a receiver pitching to Tony Nathan, and went around the corner, brought the Dolphins back into the contest. It worked then. It didn't work now. By the way, Charlie, that game in '81, some people thought the greatest football game ever played.
Kellen Winslow was tremendous in that ball game. It was just a great football game. Mike Ferran will be kicking. Walter Stanley is the return man. Goes for the corner. And he has it. Oh, that's a great kick. It's going to be out at the 3-yard line.
Yeah, he was going to go back and he was going to argue a little bit. He didn't like the spot he got the last time around. Hey, be happy with that one, guy. You're at about the 3-yard line. What are you complaining about?
33 yards to the 3, but he'd love it. He's standing there with the officials. He's stand here with me. We'll mark this together.
I'll give you my opinion on this subject. Yeah.
So Green Bay takes over on their own 3-yard line, first down, as today's telecast presented by Authority, the National Football League, intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Green Bay Packers and the National Football League is prohibited. First down, Green Bay. They have been conservative, and they will stay conservative. Jesse Clark, the fullback, has 3 yards to the 6. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Rulon Jones makes the tackle. A reminder that Jimmy and I will be selecting the Budweiser Most Valuable Player for today's game at the conclusion of the contest. Green Bay now 19 plays and they have a net of 18 yards. So it's
the score is really misleading. Again,
yes,
it is 3 turnovers.
Three turnovers. They capitalized on one of them. 2nd down and 7. Ball out Carruth. Sloshing for a yard to the 7. And it's going to be 3rd down and 6. And now Green Bay has to throw. This has been a problem. And they're going, of course, in case you joined us late, with this young man, Don Majkowski. Rookie, Virginia, 10th round of the draft. Yes.
Charles, under these circumstances, you have to think they're going to keep the football on the ground. There's the dime package coming in again. You've got 6 defensive backs, so you've got a mismatch really in the middle. You've got linemen blocking against defensive backs who are playing the spot of a linebacker. With a rookie there, regardless that they're in the shotgun, and I may be totally wrong, I'd run the football.
Jesse Clark is the running back next to Majkowski. You could do a little inside handoff. No, they're going to throw. Here's pressure. And it is pulled down, and it's going to be a 1st down. Frankie Neal pulls it down, and that is the first reception for Don Majkowski. So as we celebrate the beginning of the career for this young man, let's go to New York for another celebration.
All right, Charlie, the Dolphins led the Colts 10-0 until Gary Hogeboom hooked up with Matt Booza on this 17-yarder. The Colts have lost 13 straight to Miami, but keeping it close today, 10-7. And Jimmy Cephalo, Bob Trumpy wants to know if the candy and flowers have arrived yet.
No, but we've got a call into Merlin to see.
He might be able to get us a better price.
And now he's 2 for 2 in the last 2 off to Paul Carew. 21-yard line, a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd down and 3.
Second and 4. Ball on the 21.
Majkowski, of course, not 5 for 5. The last 2 completions is all he'll get credit for.
That's right. The mark of the 20, 2nd down and 4. But now he has the hot hand. Oh, now they're going to run with it. Brent forward, just a yard to the 21. So it's 3rd down and 3. And now Majkowski will be throwing again. Andre Townsend was there to make the tackle. Forrest Gregg, the head coach of the Green Bay Packers, in his 4th year. By the way, at the stadium, we haven't talked about this, both benches on the far side. Now, as a viewer, I like it because it keeps the near side kind of a little bit clear. As a player, you don't like it.
Oh, I hated it because you would stand, you go over to the side, the corner, and get a glass of water, and the guy who you just try to beat up on the field's over there. You say, hey, how's it going? I hate that kind of thing. Let me yell at him across the field.
From the shotgun, 3rd and 3. 2 men blitzing under the pressure. It's a wobbly pass, but he was going to Paul Caruth. It was tipped. Caruth is not his primary receiver, so maybe as the day progresses, he'll be able to move to the 1st, the 2nd, and possibly as far as the 3rd. I doubt that far.
He might. This is really a mismatch, though, in favor of the Broncos as Majkowski really takes a shot. Ricky Huntley is the one, number 98, that's got to cover Caruth. If that's the situation, as an offensive-minded coach, I got to like my chances.
Jim Ryan had a hand on the ball. Bracken to kick. And Ricky Nattiel is set for the return. Nattiel fields it at the 46, has 5 yards on the return as he is down at the Green Bay 49-yard line. 32 yards on the kick. And John Dorsey down in the coverage for Green Bay. Packers lead 7. We alluded to it at the beginning of the telecast that possibly this is the last games of this weekend and tomorrow night before a strike. The effect on the players.
Well, I think a big effect on the players. It's difficult to put it out of your mind completely. You want to get ready for a football game, but you know that this may be, one, the last time you get to do what you love doing, and 2, the last paycheck you get for a while.
Oh, the second part bothered me. Intercepted. The flag is down. Green Bay has the ball. If it stands, it'll be the 4th turnover. This is John Anderson, who recovered an early fumble. But there's a flag. Holding against Denver. They'll refuse it. Green Bay has the ball.
Quite a surprise on the part of John Elway carrying this,
Holding.
throwing this football.
Offense, number 64, Penalty is declined. First down, Green Bay.
He's telegraphing the pass all the way along the line. Everybody in the stadium knew he was going down to that corner, especially John Anderson, who comes up with the interception. Again, not a smart play on the part of John Elway, who telegraphed it. You might expect that out of Don Mikowski, but certainly not out of John Elway.
The 4th turnover, and Green Bay has the ball at the Denver 45. First down. Brent Fullwood, who has scored the only touchdown, sheds a tackler. He's to the 34-yard line. First down. 11 yards.
Hey, Charlie, this guy's going to be a player. I got to tell you, when he was in high school as a senior, St. Cloud High School in Florida, he returned 10 kickoffs as a senior, all of them for touchdowns. He's got that kind of explosiveness as a running back, and it looks like he's carried it through college and the pros. He breaks 4 or 5 tackles, carrying people along with him. We know he has the speed, but it seems he also has the power.
34-yard line, first down. Denver territory. Green Bay up 7-0. Ball out Caruth. Caruth slips a tackle. He rolls forward to the 30-yard line. He's got 4. And it's second down and 6, and it's contagious. You get the breaks. You've got 4 turnovers. The rookie running back, the #1 draft choice, breaks a couple, picks up a first down. Now all of a sudden, everybody gets up. 5:53 left to go, second quarter.
Well, let me tell you, the first words out of Dan Reeves' mouth when they go on during the halftime. If they don't score here and it's only 7-0 and they turn the ball over 4 times, and so we turned it over 4 times, we're only down 7-0. It's kind of an uplifting thing, so it's important the Packers get something on the board in this drive.
Second down and 6. Forward to the 24-yard line, close to the first down. He may have it. Townsend makes the tackle. The problem of running on a baseball infield.
Oh, large problems, because if the whole field was dirt, that's fine, because you know what the surface is going to be. But as you see the mud kicking up, they're going from slippery grass to a mud field. It changes in the surface. Your footing changes as you're running, and that's the real problem. And yes, it will be a first down by a football leg.
Still at this point, I don't think anyone, including the Green Bay Packers, feel they can win the ball game.
I'll tell you what, Dan Mikowski might think he can. He's that kind of a guy, aggressiveness, tough-minded, and rookies don't learn these things. They don't read newspapers yet. You know, you don't learn to read the papers till you're about in your 3rd year.
But you still have the feeling that Denver, they haven't done anything, but that they still have all the guns that they can do it, but they can't wait too long. Forward, and he keeps plowing. He's to the 20-yard line. He has 4 more. Second down and 6. Boyer makes a tackle. You're right. He believes.
Yeah, he believes he can do it. And we've created a monster with Fullwood now. You know, it's like you get a comedian standing up and he laughed at his first joke and he kills you the rest of the night. He had his first run. It was a good one. And now we've got a monster in our hands.
You've seen me work a nightclub, haven't you? Fullwood, 7 carries, 29 yards. And the only touchdown of the ball game. 7-0 Green Bay. And it's second down and 6. He gives to the first back coming through, and that's Jesse Clark. 17-yard line. He has 3. Third down and 3. Ricky Hunley makes the tackle. He, by the way, is the player representative for the Denver Broncos. We identified that Mark Cannon, player representative for the Green Bay Packers. Now, you're in 4-down territory here, though. It's third down and 3, so you do not have to throw. You can stay on the ground for 2 downs if you don't want to go with a field goal attempt.
You can, but it's also important. Watch where they are in the field, Charlie, which hash mark they wind up kicking from, because it's right on the cusp between the dirt and the grass.
They're showing a passing formation on third down and 3.
Quarterback draw.
Yes, he's got it. 10. Slip, dive, 6, maybe the 5. This is the crowd.
Here it is here. Mikowski loves this kind of thing. They said he's aggressive. Look at the hole that opens up underneath. That's the problem. If you're going to blitz somebody like that, they did not on that case. And whoa, what a shot he takes. He's got a lot of guts, and he popped right up. You know, he wasn't affected by the hit whatsoever by Dennis Smith, number 49.
Gain of 12. First down, goal to go. It's the 5-yard line. And Green Bay is going to take a timeout.
Timeout. Green Bay, their second timeout.
That's their second timeout, and that's a smart timeout. Rookie quarterback, you do not want to make a mistake. Maybe he's a little hazy right now, too.
Yeah. But you know what? He's all bowed up. He came to the sideline.
What is his
chest is all stuck out. You know, he liked that. He took the best shot from Dennis Smith, and he still get. He said, I survived. I'm like John Elway. Last week, he took a couple of shots from Bosworth. I can get up and get off this field. Watch the hit.
2:54, the time remaining in the first half here. Let's look at the ticker. Cleveland, Pittsburgh. That's a close one, 3-0. Chicago 14-3 over Tampa Bay. San Francisco closing a little. Cincinnati leads that by 3. Miami in front of Indianapolis, but Indianapolis making a game of it. Washington and Atlanta tied at 7-7. Houston now comfortably in front of Buffalo. That was expected. New Orleans and Philadelphia tied at 10-10. If they play next week, Houston, who could be 2-0, will be playing the Los Angeles Raiders in the Astrodome in Houston. You know why I mentioned that? Because we're doing it. That's why I mentioned that. Frank DeFord, his essay at halftime, he does such a great job. One of the true highlights that we have of our halftime coverage. So he'll be joining Bob Ahmad and Paul. First down, goal to go, 5-yard line.
Watch the crackback, Charlie. Here it comes.
He's going to end up losing a yard. Strange call.
Well, that's the play that they got down in and scored on the last time when Paul Otcruth came in the crackback and Fullwood jumped into the end zone. That time they showed the formation but decided to go away from their strength into the boundary, the short side of the field. It is a surprising call. The only way that could work is that if the Denver Broncos completely overreact to the success you had with the crackback earlier and slip into the end zone, but chances are not high.
Also, it shows much more confidence by the coaching staff of the cornerback.
That's true, because he's got to make something happen.
Maybe they liked what they heard when he came over the sideline during the timeout. It's a 7, loss of 2, second and goal. Goes over the middle. It's Paul Otcruth, touchdown.
The same exact play they were not successful on a little bit earlier. If you remember, Ricky Hundley going against Paul Otcruth, and I said then that I like that matchup for the Packers. It worked on that occasion.
Magic Man, he already has the nickname. Al Del Greco adds one more, and it's Green Bay 14 and Denver nothing.
Let's take a look at it from ground level. You'll see Carruth snaking out of the backfield. He'll get man-to-man coverage. Let's see if it's against the linebacker. Whoever it was, and it is against Jim Ryan, a linebacker, and Carruth wins it, sneaks into the end zone, and that makes Forrest Gregg one happy camper.
Don Majkowski, his first NFL touchdown pass. 8 plays, 45 yards in the drive. Green Bay leading Denver 14-0.
And we can look for Paul Otcruth to be a more important factor in this game as it gets muddier and muddier. He's a so-called mudder. He's that sure-footed, strong guy, gets his shoulders turned upfield, hard-nosed. Jim Taylor type of a person, certainly not of that magnitude, but someone you want to carry the load when you're on a wet field.
And so with 2 minutes and 23 seconds to go in the second quarter at Milwaukee County Stadium, the rain still a little mist and drizzle, but not that much. A very wet, damp, slick field. As you look at number 5 on his shoulder. Number 1 right now in the hearts of all the Packer fans, Don Majkowski, rookie from Virginia, 10th round of the draft. Great all-around athlete in high school and in college.
He
Basketball
was.
player, you
Baseball,
mentioned it. 6'10" high jumper, yes.
Also,
and an accomplished artist, as you also call him.
Why drafted in the 10th round? Well, according to the people at Virginia, he had a bruised shoulder for much of his last season. Did not throw the football as well as he's capable of, and one of the reasons why he was still around in round 10.
A renaissance man with right now carrying the hopes of all the Packer fans around the country. Del Greco to kick off. Lang and Natil are the deep backs. And it's going to go right through Jim Ryan, who turns in and falls on it, as Norman Jefferson was down very quickly to cover. And Randy Wright, the quarterback last year, the quarterback who started last week, actually had a terrible game against the Raiders. Replaced, and Mikowski played the fourth quarter. Replaced, the announcement made on Wednesday of this week.
It does not look like a happy man right now, and he had a holdout earlier in the year, Charlie. Missed some time in camp that may have hurt him along the line.
First down, Denver. Sammy Winder. Winder to the 27-yard line. He'll have 4. Second down and 6. And right now, I suspect that Randy Wright is probably the only Green Bay Packer not fully enjoying this. But one thing that he has to remember, I believe, so firmly, it takes 2 quarterbacks to have a successful season in the league. Physically, one just cannot make it through. As the clock counts down to 2 minutes, we'll have the warning and the timeout. Green Bay leads 14 quarterbacks. Today's backup quarterback.
Yeah, but as Forrest Gregg said to us last week, a quarterback is only a pulled muscle away from being the starter, and that's exactly true. An interesting stat, over the last 3 years, exactly 20 quarterbacks have missed NFL playing time in each of the last 3 seasons out of 28 teams, so that may just be 2 very important people.
Elway scrambles right, has pressure, throws high, incomplete, overthrowing. Mark Jackson, who had broken off of his pattern, saw that Elway was scrambling and came back. Third down and 6.
Let's take a look and see if Mark Jackson indeed does come directly back to the quarterback. You know, John Elway with those quick, great feet, he's not afraid to get out of the pocket and run with it. He's got to get some help from his wide receivers. He does come back to, that's exactly what Mark Jackson has to do. Come back to a scrambling quarterback. The only way you can make a reception out of it is to run straight back to him.
Third down and 6. Elway in the shotgun. On the infield, fires. It'll be close to the first down. He needed 6, and he may have gotten it all. He goes to Wilhite. Mark Murphy was there for Green Bay, and Denver in a hurry-up offense. This one is caught by Steve Watson. Watson just rambling around, and here they come again. It's going to be a first down. No, Denver's going to stop the clock. 48-yard line of Green Bay.
Timeout. Denver, their first timeout.
Charlie, it's such a similar play to the last one. The big difference, Steve Watson. Look at the hands on it. Wet ball, toughest catch in football. Steve Watson, of course, not a starter this year, beaten out for the position, but showing that he's got a lot of quality left in him. We'll be back in a moment. The Milwaukee 14-0 Pack.
Oh, he drills it to Steve Watson. First down between 2 defenders. And we'll stop the clock now with 57 seconds.
Timeout. Denver, their second timeout.
Charlie, what they'll do is John Elway will walk over to the bench, talk to Dan Reeves. They will decide on 2 plays, come back in the huddle, give both plays. If the clock continues to run, they do not have to audible at the line of scrimmage. They already have a second play called. But if there's an incompletion or if somebody gets out of bounds, they go back in and reassess what they should do. Charlie, use politics. You do a little bit of that when you're a wide receiver. He says, come on, throw it over here. I'm open.
But as you know, as a receiver, and all quarterbacks will tell you, every receiver is open.
That's right. You come back, hey, I was wide open.
I'm wide open. I remember John Hadle talking about Lance always. He said, Allworth was always open. Bob Greasy told me that you were always open.
The difference is, I was.
See, you believe it. Okay. Cleveland leading Pittsburgh by a score of 10-0. Chicago in front of Tampa Bay. Cincinnati. Boomer Esiason just throwing a touchdown pass in that one. Miami leading Indianapolis. Washington, Atlanta tied. Houston leading. And New Orleans, Philadelphia tied. Steve Sewell getting the call.
Now they'll get back. They've got that second play, but an unusual call, Charlie, because they've only got one timeout left. They've got to save that to get the field goal team on the field.
In a 4 2nd and 6. 38 seconds. Now he throws far side. It is Will Hyde. He goes out. That'll stop the clock. Time to regroup. 27-yard line. Gain of 4. 3rd down and 2. Mark Murphy was there for the defense. You call 2 plays. What happens if you need a third? Can you do just a check with me and you call the play at the line of scrimmage?
That's exact terminology, too. Check with me at the line of scrimmage. He's got to go up there and call an audible at the line.
3rd down and 2. 27-yard line. 33 seconds left in the first half. Denver trails by 14. It'll be the first down at the 24-yard line. The clock continues to move. 24 seconds and counting. Will Hyde on the receiving end. Murphy was there. Now he'll throw it away. Throw it in the ground. Throw it in the ground. Oh, he throws it outside. Going to Mark Jackson, because under the new rule you can just step back in that situation, ground it in front of you. It's not a foul, but it'll stop the clock, which is what you want to do sometimes.
Charlie, 13 seconds left. They have time for one more pass play. Of course, that means they've got to go into the end zone with it. No use to have a 4 or 5 yard reception in this case. They've got the one timeout left. They use it for the field goal team to come onto the field.
And Rich Carlos, of course, 4 for 4 and has hit on 8 straight. His long 42 yards last week. He's one of the premier ones in the National Football League. No question about it. 16-yard line. And the clock is stopped with the timeout taken at 6
Denver,
seconds.
Their 3rd timeout.
And they did not go to the end zone. They were throwing to set up the field goal.
Yeah, they wound up throwing to set up the field goal. But with someone like Carlos, if it's 35 or 38 yards, really does not make much of a difference for him.
Watson on the receiving end. Tiger Green was there that made the tackle at the 16-yard line. And so Rich will be kicking at about the 22 or the 23. The problems of kicking on a wet field, and also the problem of holding. It's a 3-man job. It starts with the snap, and that's Keith Bishop, and then it's the holder, and that's Gary Kubiak, and then it's all up to Rich Carlos.
Right, and Rich Carlos, a kicker, will start toward the ball before a holder has the ball in his hands. That's why any slippage by the holder and getting a wet ball back will throw the field goal kicker completely off.
24-yard line, an attempt of 34 yards, well within his range. Footing and snap the problem. 33 official. For Denver's first scoring, we had some jumping in the line. We've got a flag. We've got the kick up, and it is through the uprights, but we saw jumping. I believe it was by Denver. Yes. Somebody on the left side of the offensive line was moving. Not pleased, but you can tell it's not raining because he's got his raincoat on.
Illegal motion. Offense number 74. 5-yard penalty.
Dan
Repeat the
Remsburg.
down.
On the left side.
Watch his foot. Yeah, there it is. Oh, yeah, much early. Much too early. Once an offensive lineman gets into a 3-point stance, he cannot readjust himself at all. That's the reason for the flag.
Attempt. He's got it again. So Carlos does it twice to pick up the 3 points as he converts from 38 yards out. And it's Green Bay 14, Denver 3 as time runs out in the first half on that play. So surprise, surprise, the Denver Broncos trailing the Green Bay Packers by 11 points as we go to halftime here at Milwaukee County Stadium. stadium.
Broncos, that is what has turned this football game around. At Green Bay, despite the bad weather, they've held on to it. And Charlie, you know, both teams are playing in the same conditions.
That's right. You know, but the Broncos have self-destructed with the four turnovers in the first half. When you are playing with Miami and you win in a ball game like this, coming off of a big win over a game like a team like Seattle, like they had. Now, what do you do mentally? Because it's so hard to get up mentally and emotionally to get up, you know, for a team that was blown out by the Raiders last week.
Well, that's the job of that man. Dan Reeves he's in charge of motivation. That's what a head coach does. You asked about my playing time. Don Shula used to berate us if we won the week before. If we won big, he was especially hard on us. If we lost, he was kind of nice. At least for that first week. You lost 2 in a row and you heard it. But, you know, he never lets you get your head too high or too low.
All right, there's a look at number 5, Don Majkowski, the rookie from Virginia, taken in the 10th round of the draft. His first touchdown pass in the first half. Denver will be receiving, and that means that Al Del Greco will be kicking off. And this kickoff is sponsored by Budweiser, the king of beers. And the second half is underway with a low squib type kick. Jim Ryan picks it up and he drops it and he picks it up again. And he'll have a return of about 5 yards to the 29-yard line.
Jim Ryan tackle.
So Denver will go to work on their own 29, first down. Mark Murphy was down, covering for Green Bay.
And the possessions for the Broncos, they've had their problem earlier on in the contest when they were backed up throughout. But as you see, when they went down the line, a couple of nice possessions, still unable to turn anything into a touchdown, just 3 points up on the board.
And this offensive series so important to Denver. Their first of the second half. They need to get back into the ball game offensively. Fake of a pitch out and the quick screen to the far side, and that's Vance Johnson. And Johnson is to the 20 to the 36-yard line, gain of 7, second down and 3, and Dave Brown makes a tackle.
And again, one of their favorite plays. They think he's the spark. They'll get him started, get the ball out to Vance Johnson, let him scurry down the sideline. They do it from different formations. Earlier in the contest, when they had a successful play, the quick hitch to Johnson, they did it on the strong side of the formation. That time they put him away from the flow and still allow him to go one-on-one with the cornerback.
Second and 2.
Second down and 2. They're going to mark it to the 37. Hear that buzzing sound? That's the camera right below us, film camera being run. Flag is down on the play. Sammy Winder gets around the corner. And we'll go back and check out the flag. Tim Harris had the coverage. You know Vicki Grassman of Fort Collins, Colorado?
Oh,
you know Vicki?
Yeah, how's Vicki?
Vicki's fine. True Broncos fan. Well, her mom and dad are here. And we got a note from her mother, Doris, to say hello to her. We're not supposed to do that, so don't tell anybody that.
Illegal motion.
Illegal
offense,
motion.
Number 88. 5-yard
On
penalty.
Clarence
Repeat
Kay.
the down. Second down.
So it'll be second down and 7 with the 5-yard penalty.
Clarence Kay's the H-back coming across. Took a step upfield before the ball was snapped.
Jackson comes wide to the near side. Winder the remaining back. Elway throws, knocked away, almost intercepted. John Anderson, who has a fumble recovery and an interception, almost at his second.
And this may be the best play he's made all day. He's reading John Elway's eyes. Watch Elway. Looking to the left, waiting for the receiver. Now Anderson has a beat on it. He turned to the right, and sure enough, the big linebacker with a diving catch. Not a bad play by Vance Johnson to see him try to just slap it away instead of going ahead and trying to catch the football. Let's take a look at John Elway's head. Does he turn away a linebacker? Does he look him off? Not a great deal.
Meanwhile, a flag had been thrown and a conference has been held.
Unsportsmanlike. Defense. Number 97. 15-yard penalty. First down.
That's on Tim Harris. That's a costly penalty, with everything going to the side of the Green Bay Packers. And this This gives a first down and gives field position. It would have been 3rd down and 7 back at the 31-yard line. But now it's 1st down at the Denver 46-yard line. Something like that can turn a game around. Just like the tackle that John Elway made last week turned the game around. First down Denver at their own 46-yard line. Good defensive play this time by Robert Brown.
And that's the second deflection that Robert Brown has made today. You remember on the pass to Willite earlier, he was there to knock the ball away from the receiver.
And it's 2nd down and 10 at the Denver 46. Janice Casaza is our producer in the 3rd quarter.
2nd and 10.
Again, this is just a different formation of the way they want to get the quick hitch out to Vance Johnson. That time they pull the guards across. He had a help from a wide receiver on the side, but the deflection changed it around.
And we have jumping and flags. 14:33 time remaining in the 3rd quarter. So
Encroachment. Defense. Number 94.
it's Charles Martin.
Charlie, this is what
5
killed the
yards.
Packers a week
2nd
ago.
down.
They had 12 penalties last week. And that's the thing. You got to, you have an upset going here, and they've had 2 really important mistakes, both by defensive linemen.
Moment ago,
First
it was
drive.
3rd and 7 at the 31. The 2 penalties cost him now at his 2nd and 5 at the Green Bay 49. And Elway will capitalize on it. He goes to Jackson. Jackson makes a nice move and cuts back to the 30-yard line. So he picks up 19 yards on the play and the first down. Mark Murphy makes the tackle. Clarence Kay with a key block downfield. And you cannot make mistakes against Denver. You give them too much life and they'll come back to kill you.
John Elway not having the greatest of days, but on a bad day, he's better than most quarterbacks in the league. A timing pattern to Jackson on the outside. With Elway as a receiver, you do not have to be as good as a receiver. You don't have to get open as much as you do with other quarterbacks because he's got that gun of an arm, and he showed it on that play.
First down at the Green Bay 30. Elway has pressure, drops it off to Gene Lang. And Lang picks up the first down. On his own, he added 8 or 9 more yards to the 15-yard line, and he has 15 yards.
First down.
And he has the first down. Mark Murphy with the tackle.
And quite a block by Mark Jackson. Watch it, just a quick dump off to Lang in the corner. Watch Jackson on the outside. See him screen off. Dave Brown doesn't touch him, but he screens away from the outside. And it was Brian Noble, number 91, that had to go around Jackson, allowing Lang to pick up some more yardage.
First down just outside the 15-yard line. Green Bay leading it 14-3, and Denver on the move. Sammy Winder. Winder cut down at the 10. They'll mark it the 9-yard line. They'll give him 6. And it's 2nd down and 4. Brian Noble with the tackle. Is trying to get something going with the crowd. Johnny Holland, number 50, was starting to lead some cheers. They need to get the crowd back in right now. They need all the help they can get. Here's Winder, jumps to the outside, slips as he made his cut, but he goes to the 4-yard line. They mark it the 4, and they will. It'll be a first down. It's going to be first down and goal to go at the 4-yard line. Check of the 10-minute ticker, 3rd quarter. Cleveland in front of Pittsburgh. Chicago in front of Tampa Bay. Cincinnati leading San Francisco. Miami in front of Indianapolis. Washington, Atlanta still tied at 7-7. Boy, they've been in that tie a long while. Buffalo closing in on Houston at 17-13. Philadelphia leads New Orleans 17-10. Here it is Green Bay 14, Denver 3, and the Broncos are threatening first down, goal to go at the 4-yard line. Touchdown, Gene Lang. Lang scores from 3 yards out. And Denver cuts into the margin. 71 yards on the touchdown drive that, in all honesty, was helped along by the Green Bay defense. They made too many mistakes. And Rich Carlos will attempt the extra point. Gary Kubiak to hold. And he's got it. So the Broncos have closed in on the Green Bay Packers now with 12-13 left to go. We're in the third quarter. It's Green Bay 14, Denver 10.
Today's game is brought to you by Ford and your local Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? By Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light. It doesn't get any better than this. And by IBM.
Rich Carlos kicking off, and Brent Fullwood on the return outside the 30. And the Packers have the spark again. Bruce Plummer makes the tackle at the 34-yard line. They may mark it the 35.
Fullwood, they're stacking them back there along with Kelly Cook, number 20, so that kickers aren't able to kick away from Fullwood. That's how much respect he has now. Hey, that touchdown run, I'll tell you, what a fine block on the part of number 30, Sewell. Watch him now. Number 30, Sewell will get the block. There he is against number 93, Robert Brown, allowing Lang to get in for the touchdown.
First down, Green Bay at their own 34-yard line. Mikowski still the quarterback. He gives to Jesse Clark. Flags are down on the play. No, that's not Clark. That's Kenneth Davis. Tony Lilly makes the tackle. It's been a long time since Green Bay has had the ball in offense. This is their first possession since they were leading 14-0. Because Denver had the possession at the end of the first half, went in and kicked the field goal.
2 men moving at the same time. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down. First down.
Then they kicked off to Denver with the long drive. So it's been a while.
It certainly has, and they're continuing their self-destruction of the second half. Of course, the 2 big penalties defensively, and now 1 offensively. You see the man in motion. That's 1 person, and there you see Kenneth Davis in the backfield, moving just slightly, but that is a flag.
Paulette Carruth is the remaining back, 1st and 15. You look for Mikowski to throw from this formation, and he drops it off to Carruth on a screen to the right side, and Carruth is outside the 40 to the 42-yard line. He gets about 12, maybe 13 of it back. And it's going to be 2nd down and 2 at the 42. Hey, let's call it 2nd down and 1 at the 43. Let's give him 14 yards. Good play.
Yeah, that's the mutter in him. He's sure footing. You know, he's got the blockers out in front. You've got Hundley trying to dive in the mud and Lilly diving around, but Carruth knows exactly where he's going, plodding around.
Runs on his heels.
That's right.
Very solid foundation. 2nd down, just over a yard to go for the first down. And the Packer plowing for the first down, and they've got it. Jesse Clark gets the call. And he has 3 yards to the 46. Ricky Hundley with the tackle for Denver.
An unusual name, Paul Ott Carruth, as he comes back into the contest, of course.
And likes to have the use of the middle name Paul Ott.
Right, because he's a relative of Mel Ott on his mother's side. That's why he likes to use it.
Well, if I was a relative, I would be Charlie Ott Jones. You'd use it, wouldn't you?
Of course.
Yeah.
Timeout. Green Bay, their first timeout.
One of the reasons, of course, the rookie quarterback, when you have signals coming in from the sideline and players changing, and you've got to also know the formation when you make those kind of calls, then you end up using your timeouts. They use one, we'll be back.
By the way, showdown in the American League East continues to heat up, and we'll have the Tigers versus the Blue Jays. Currently, Detroit up 1.5 games on Toronto. Others will see the Cardinals and the Cubs. 2 o'clock next Saturday.
Well done.
Thank you.
Green Bay leading 14-10. Mikowski drops this one off from the right flat. Pass is complete. As he goes to Kenneth Davis, 49-yard line, gain of 3.
Life as an NFL quarterback is not an easy. You know, the life of hard knocks is what it can be, as especially a rookie quarterback. Watch the shot that Mikowski takes after he releases the football. How would you like to have that? What a shot by Andre Townsend.
2nd down and 7. 46-yard line. So it'll be a loss of 3. But right now, let's go to New York and Bob Costas. Bob?
Okay, Charlie, Cleveland's 10-0 lead against Pittsburgh has evaporated. Here we are in the third quarter. It's 10-3 Browns. Kozar looks for Kevin Mack, hits him with a little pass, but then he in turn is hit by Greg Carr and fumbles. Donnie Shell picks it up. 19 yards later, he's in the end zone, and the game is tied at 10. Back to Charlie and Jimmy.
Thank you, Bob. Third down and 10. Mikowski to throw here. Remember, he had that wobbly start. Since his first completion, he has completed 5 of 6. Now 5 of 7. And a flag's going to go down. Paul Otkaru. Steve Wilson caught it. And that's going to be a first down. But Mikowski, remember, if you're with us from the top, the rookie quarterback, 10th round of the draft, he was so shaky. He'll take another look.
Charlie, not a very smart play on the part of Wilson. Watch it. No way the Caruth is going to come up with this football. It's gone. It's away. He's not going to get to it. Wilson really could have just let him go, and the ball would have fell helplessly at the infield section of the stadium.
And here's the ruling.
Ball was not catchable. No foul. Fourth down.
You called it. You were absolutely right.
That's the first time I've been right all day, Charlie.
No. And that's in the rule book. So Mikowski's 5 of 7. I'm not sure I agree with that rule, but that is the rule. Brocken will kick. And Will Height is the return man. Oh, great pressure, and he gets it off. It is taken at the 18 and down at the 24-yard line. 36 yards on the kick. A 6-yard return, 8:55. That is the time remaining in the third quarter. Tiger Green makes a tackle. Green Bay leads 14-10. We'll be back in just a moment. You cannot touch the kicker unless you first touch the football.
All right, watch Ricky Dennison, number 55. Now, Charlie, I think this is known as a love tap or something, but I don't think I would have thrown the flag. That's my personal opinion. You're right about the literal interpretation of it, though.
And they should change the wording of the rule. Sammy Winder is going to lose a yard. But if the rule reads
that you can't touch
it, then you can't touch it. Now, I agree with you. I think that was a proper call.
Yeah.
But then I also think they have to change the rule.
So how about if you just can't touch the punter very hard?
And not every time.
That's right.
Second and 11. No way to throw. Pass is complete to Jackson, and he's out of bounds. Jackson, a good move. Lost his footing, slipping and sliding. Still kept his concentration. Mark Lee had the coverage, and it's a first down for Denver.
And another timing panel by Jackson and by John Elway. Again, he makes it so simple because as soon as Jackson turns, the football is already on the way. That's what's meant by a timing pattern. And of course, Lilly can't get anywhere near it. Mark Lee, rather, excuse me.
Needed 11 yards. He got 12. Has the first down at the 35-yard line. Winder, the remaining back. And Sammy gets the call. To the 40-yard line. He has 5. It'll be second down and 5. Brian Noble with the tackle. The way that Elway throws. You were a receiver. This is a loaded question. Okay. How would you like to have been a receiver with John Elway as your quarterback?
Oh, I'd have been a better receiver with John Elway. Oh, I don't have to get open.
Would you played longer?
No. I would have been that good, Jen. I wasn't a very good receiver as it was when I had some very good quarterbacks, but John Elway's got such a strong arm. You don't have to be open as much with somebody with that strength.
Second and 5. Juggled and then caught. Gene Lang, first down, and a flag is down. 7 yards to the 47 if it stands. Brian Noble with the tackle. And since the drive at the end of the first half is going to be offensive pass interference against Denver. If Denver does not self-destruct, they've taken control of the ballgame.
Yeah, they certainly
Even though they trail 14-10 with 7.5 minutes to go in the third.
This is going to be on Clarence K, Charlie.
Offensive pass interference, number 88, 10-yard penalty. Repeat the down, second down.
Now, this is what he did. He came off the line of scrimmage and actually blocked a defensive back. The ball was not in the air yet. But as it was thrown, the official waits to find out if it's going to be a pass in that vicinity, then throws it. Watch K. Well, it's kind of mutual. But there's the interference. See, the ball isn't thrown yet, but once the ball is thrown, the official throws the flag. All he saw was Kay running down and running into Brian Noble, number 91.
The theory being that Kay knows what the play is, the defender doesn't.
Correct. As long as the receiver presents a blocking position, the defender can hit him.
So it's 2nd and 15. Elway sets up, throws, almost intercepted. Dave Brown tried to pick it off, number 32. Mark Jackson, the intended receiver, will be 3rd down and 15.
Oh, there's 3 defenders in the middle of the field. I think John got away with one there. Elway throwing into a pack.
Meanwhile, at the 50-yard line far side, is Clarence Kay was coming out of the lineup. He visited with one of the officials about that call that he didn't like. 3rd down and 15 from the shotgun. Elway will throw to a 17-yard pattern. That's all that he wants. Now he's in trouble. Everything is off. Now he's got all the time in the world. And the first down to Orson Mobley. Mobley at 6'5", 270 at least. He needed 15. He got 25. Scrambling ability of John Elway. Mark Murphy with a tackle.
Excuse me, Charlie, you're right. All bets are off once the quarterback begins to scramble. It's kind of like when you were a kid. You know, go down to the blue Chevy and turn right and I'll fake it to you. That's what happens when a quarterback scrambles. Forget about your pattern. Just find an open area and run back toward the quarterback. That's what they both do. That's why you see the 2 receivers, Natil and Mobley, in the same area of the field. That happens a lot on a scramble.
You could have said the blue Mercedes. I mean,
in my neighborhood, there's a blue Chevy, Charlie.
Will Height has 5 to the 40-yard line of Green Bay. And it'll be 2nd down and 5. Tim Harris with the tackle. We're moving on the 6-minute mark. Time remaining 3rd quarter. Green Bay out in front, 14-10, but Denver is taking control of the ballgame.
2nd and 5. On the board.
Jackson wide to the near side. Johnson to the far side. Kay, the tight end, moves strong right. Play action by Elway. Scrambling again against a 4-man rush. Hit. Now that play also says something about John Elway. He loses 4. It'll be 3rd and 9. Johnny Holland decked him. Elway could have gone down feet first. He could have slid.
Yeah, he saw him
He's a player. I really like him.
Yeah, he likes the idea of not being special.
No.
He says quarterbacks aren't special. We're just another part of this game.
Oh, they're just rich.
Yeah, that's right. He plays like just another player. He's willing to go out and give whatever it takes to win a football game. But look at the play by Johnny Holland. He shows some great speed because Elway is very quick afoot. A legal shot. Elway well inside the field of play.
3rd down and 9. Important play for Green Bay. If they stop Denver here, they will have a second win in the second half. Elway scrambles right, throws. It is incomplete at the 20. Vance Johnson, the intended receiver, Dave Brown, was there. Mark Murphy was also there. There was a crowd, and it'll be 4th down and 9. And Iran will come in to punt.
Charlie, when you think about it, how many times can you remember this afternoon John Elway sitting in the pocket and throwing the football? He's been flushed nearly the entire way. Tough catch by Johnson, but you got to come up with this. That's a catchable football.
Kenneth Johnson also there. Ran to kick to Walter Stanley. Costly penalty, Clarence Kay. A gamble at the 6-yard line. Stanley, I think, got trapped. Flag is down at the 6. He thought it was going to go out of bounds. It was not out of bounds. You're not supposed to catch the ball inside the 10. You want to take the bounce, hope it goes in for the touchback out to the 20. 37-yard kick, 7-yard return. Flag down, and Jimmy has this to say.
Well, Charlie, it depends on the flight of the football. Sometimes you've got to gauge the spin. It's a very difficult thing for a punt returner. If he assumes that there's a chance it's going to kick out at the 4-yard line.
Illegal block in the back. number 38, on a return team, half the distance to the goal line.
Norman Jefferson with the flag. But if you assume that there's a possibility it's going to kick out of bounds because of the rotation of the football, you've got to grab it.
We've got a timeout. 4:48 left to go in the third. Green Bay leads by 4. They have the
Central Division of the AFC is all topsy-turvy. Pittsburgh, after upsetting San Francisco last week, have Cleveland on the ropes. Miami leading Indianapolis 23-7. Atlanta over Washington 14-13. Houston still on top of Buffalo, and Philadelphia leading New Orleans in the third.
And here it's Green Bay 14, Denver 10. And the Packers with the ball at the 5, just trying to get a little bit of running room, pick up a couple. That's Jesse Clark. It'll be second down and 8. Baseball scores in 6 inning, Mets 3, and the Pirates 2. Howard Johnson is 35th home run.
He's been in a slump. He hadn't had a home run since the early part of September. Not in a hitting slump, but as a home run power guy. There's a close record. He's closing in on the record.
Tied it.
Oh, is that what?
Yeah, just tied it for the most home runs by a switch hitter in the National League. Yes, tied the record. Second down and 8. Kenneth Davis. Davis out to the 10. It's going to be third down. And still 3 to go for the first down. Jim Ryan with the tackle.
Dangerous territory for the Packers because they have not had a great deal of success in throwing the football. They can't afford to get stuck inside the 10-yard line now. Momentum, as you said, has swung to the part of the Denver Broncos. This will be the most important series of this football game for Green Bay.
They'll be throwing third down and 3, and it'll be obviously be a very safe pass. I think what you have for the rookie quarterback, you have one receiver you go to. No, they're going to inside handoff and a sweep to the right side. It is Davis, and he has the first down to the 20-yard line. Good call. Pick up 10. Dennis Smith made the tackle. You mentioned this earlier, that in that setup, when the defense goes to the nickel or the dime package, that you have a physical mismatch if you run the ball.
Yeah, you certainly do, because you have defensive backs going against your offensive linemen, your bigger people. Take a look at the defensive backs. 48, there's 45. That's Wilson. They're all the smaller people. You get the mismatch, and that's why you have to be able to successfully run the football when you have a nickel or dime package in.
For Kenneth Davis, that was his 10th carry. He is rushed for 33 yards. He gets the call again. He's in trouble on this one. He's going to lose a couple back to the 18. And it'll be second down and 12 as Carl Mecklenburg and Mark Haynes were there. You can do it once. You can't do it twice.
Second and 12.
The clock becoming the ally of the Green Bay Packers. They lead by 4. 2:20 left to go in the third. Showing blitz, one coming. He's picked up. Mikowski has time. Throws. Pass complete. 34-yard line. Philip Epps pulls it in. No, they'll say 35. And it'll go for 17 in the first down.
That's Philip Epps working around number 73, Simon Fletcher. An unusual sight. Fletcher, once again, a former defensive end, now playing linebacker, not able to extend that big arm. Epps in between. Nice throw by Mikowski. That's a zone situation. He had to find the area in between the zone to get it in, to fit it into Epps.
First down, Green Bay at their own 35. Green Bay on top, 14-10. Late in the third quarter. And here's Fullwood to the outside to the 40. Flag is down. He is out at the 46-yard line.
Charlie, it's the same penalty we had early on in the contest. It was a very important one then. It's an important one now. Philip Epps is going to be called for cracking back.
It would have been 20 yards, but it will not be. You're right. That's the call on the crackback.
Take a look at him. Now remember, he can't. He's down below. It's got to start on top of the jersey.
Yeah.
Illegal crackback. Offense, number 85.
He should know that.
15-yard penalty. Repeat the down.
Got to be above the weight.
Twice in one game, too.
Oh, that was costly. Costly.
And the reason that is such a big penalty, as far as yardage is concerned, is because that's a very dangerous play. You have a defender with his back turned and you're cracking down below. That's how the knee injury occurs.
That is a 35-yard penalty, wiping out a 20-yard gain, and it's a 15-yard penalty back to the 20-yard line. And it's 1st and 25. With pressure, dumps it off to Davis, and Davis is hauled down at the 24. So it's 2nd down and 21. Ryan made the stop along with Mecklenburg. Let's go to New York.
All right, Charlie, we have a chance now to check the race in the National League East. The Cardinals lead the Mets by a game and a half, and at home in the 3rd inning, they're in front of the Cubs 3-2. In the 6th at Pittsburgh, it's 6-2 Mets over the Pirates. Tuffle, Strawberry, and Howard Johnson all have homers for New York. Montreal is 2 back of the Cardinals. They're at home against the Phillies, and the Expos trail 2-1 in the 5th. Back to Charlie Jones.
2nd down, 21. Green Bay, 7 penalties, 60 yards. Denver, 7 for 48. McCaskey's in trouble. He's going to be sacked. Pulled down at the 18-yard line. Simon Fletcher got him. That's his 2nd and the 3rd for the Denver Broncos in the game. It's been a long time between sacks.
He does a good job of hanging on to the football, Charlie. And it's going to be a penalty against the Denver Broncos. I believe an interference call.
Flag up at the 37.
Defense, number 36, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
Costly penalty on Mark Haynes for holding. There's the penalty.
Now, if we can keep this running, watch the jawing that goes on between Haynes and Neal after the play. Haynes, yes, was grabbing a hold of him. That is a holding flag. But as it continues, Frankie Neal, who's a rookie, is going to turn around and let Mark Haynes know about it.
So Denver let Green Bay off of the hook with a 1st down at their own 29-yard line. Play action fake, good fake, going deep, has a man, hits him. It's Stanley. Walter Stanley. 25-yard line, 47 yards. Oh, how the confidence of Mikowski has grown throughout the afternoon.
Oh, yeah, this is a veteran play, Charlie. Look at this. He carries the fake out so very well. He's got everybody. Look at Ricky Hundley, number 98, going the wrong way. And also a nice fake on the part of Walter Stanley. He has gotten beaten Haynes by 5 or 6 yards, and this pass is right on the button, dead line, and it's only the speed of Mark Haynes that runs down Walter Stanley.
Mikowski has completed 8 of his last 10. Forward to the 20. Has 4 yards to the 20. And it'll be 2nd down and 6 as Tony Lilly makes the tackle. Check of the ticker. Pittsburgh, Cleveland still tied at 10. Chicago leading. San Francisco, Cincinnati tied in the 3rd quarter. Miami in front of Indianapolis. Washington, Atlanta traded. You know, they were tied at 7. They traded touchdowns. Washington missed the extra point. Houston still leads. Philadelphia leads. And here it is Green Bay 14, Denver 10, as Jesse Clark gets the call. 17-yard line, so he has 3. 3rd down and 3. Mecklenburg makes the tackle. Will take the countdown to the end of the 3rd period. The gun sounds. That's the end of the 3rd quarter with the score. Green Bay 14, Denver 10. Our producer, Janice Kazaz, in the 3rd. Drive, and it sputtered along the way. It's been going on for 4 minutes and 48 seconds. Do you remember it started at the 3-yard line?
Yeah, that was the mistake. The punt returner grabbed the football and then the penalty.
Yes.
And we said it was going to be the most important drive of the day for the Packers. They got out of the territory, and now they're threatening to put a little more points on the scoreboard. 3rd
down and 3 at the 17. We start the 4th quarter. Green Bay up by 4, 14-10. Forward. It's jacked at the 15. Oh, he is really nailed after he picks up 2. Ricky Hundley was there waiting on him, and the 3-quarter steps.
Charlie, the passing for the Packers, look at the difference. They were -1 at halftime, all the way up to 84 yards now. A big turnaround there. Time of possession, well, not very much going to tell you during those stats, except for the emergence of Don Mikowski during the last 3rd quarter. 8 of his last 10 completions, and now up to 84 yards passing.
Al Del Greco with a 20 from the 22-yard line, an attempt of 32 yards. Green Bay leads by 7, 17-10. 14 minutes and 12 seconds. That is the time remaining in the ball game.
Charlie, that was Del Greco's first opportunity, actually. Earlier on last week, he didn't get a chance to step on the field and try a field goal, but it just goes to show you how much better the offense of the Green Bay Packers have performed over this week. Reason for optimism in Green Bay? Well, they went 0-4 in preseason, beaten in the first week of the year, but their defense played well last year. So did their specialty teams. Their offense is what needed to catch up.
But everybody is still a bit stunned here at Milwaukee County Stadium. Everybody expected Denver to blow them out.
And you wonder why
we heard
they're so
45-0 on the elevator this morning.
You wonder why they are actually so quiet. Don Mikowski, a very happy man. Regardless of what happens with the rest of the day, I think he showed that he can play in the NFL. But you're right, the crowd is very quiet. Why? I mean, they're up 17-10.
Is this the beginning of a great career for this young man?
It's too early to say whether it is or whether it's not. But certainly he's acted with a great deal of maturity in his first NFL start. And the fans here at Milwaukee should appreciate the effort of Don Mikowski, and they do this afternoon.
You're right. They have been quiet. You would think that they would be more like the fans at Mile High Stadium in Denver. Oh, they're great fans, aren't they?
They certainly are. Watching that tape of that contest last week, I don't know how Dick and Roland were able to do the game. The screaming was incredible. What a
fans are worth 14 points at Mile High. Easy. Okay, Del Greco to kick off. Vance Johnson and Lang for the deep back. And Lang fields it at the 5. To the 15. And he's down at the 19-yard line. So Denver will go to work at their own 19-yard line as Joey Hackett of the Packers put the hit on him. They may mark at the 20. Yes, they'll mark at the 20. Elway 17 of 27, 181, no touchdown, 2 interceptions.
And again, take away the 2 interceptions, and that's a day most any quarterback in the NFL would accept. Elway a week ago just had a monster game, 22 of 32 for 4 touchdowns and over 338 yards. But the turnovers, big story, Elway with 2 interceptions.
Plus, the Broncos have lost 2 fumbles, so then 4 turnovers. Little fake that doesn't fool anybody, and the pass is incomplete to Milw. Did the back go the wrong way?
No, they wanted to go to the quick hitch to Ricky Nattiel on the corner, but the veteran Dave Brown saw it right away and came up and forced Elway to look for a secondary receiver. That was Mobley inside. Big play on the part of Dave Brown. The veteran read the play before it was taken. Take a look at it. He wants to go right now to Nattiel, but Dave Brown takes that away from him. Secondary receiver, he knows who he is right away, Orson Mobley.
2nd and 10, 20-yard line. 13:59 time remaining in the game. Green Bay leads by 7. Wilhite and Lang are the running backs. Elway to throw. Has pressure. Incomplete. It was a little low, but possibly catchable, but Clarence K could not pull this one in. It'll be 3rd down and 10.
Once again, Charlie, John Elway unable to sit in the pocket, look for his receiver, and throw the football. He's being flushed by the front 7 of the Green Bay Packers. Here's the pressure. That's Carricker, number 76, who gets away from John Ayers. John Anderson, number 59, trying to run him down, but John Elway unable to sit in the pocket and use that strong arm to pick out a receiver.
In the second half, Elway only 50%, 5 of 10, 78 yards. Good catch. Vance Johnson pulls it in at the 30. Let's see where the officials mark it. The line of scrimmage was the 20. They needed 10. Dave Brown had the coverage. We'll take another look.
See how much of a different quarterback he is. He can utilize that strong arm when he sits in the pocket, and a nice catch by Vance Johnson. Tough to see where he goes out of bounds from that end.
It's a 1st down at the 30. Still a lot of time remaining, but does it feel like overtime to you?
Not yet.
Wilhite with the reception at the 35. Gain of 5, 2nd and 5. Johnny Holland with the tackle.
Toughest thing for a linebacker, a rookie linebacker, to do. I mean, he can step up and make a tackle, but covering, dropping back into protection. At Texas A&M, you can guarantee that Johnny Holland didn't do a lot of this. But he has those quick feet and reaction, and prevents Wilhite from getting very many yards.
Throw. That's a lateral in respect. It's going to be a deep pass. And it is knocked away. The pass took too long to get to Steve Watson, or it would have been a score.
We could have used hang time on this pass, Charlie.
Yes.
But
great play.
You notice it right away, Charlie. You remember, this is the replay on Monday Night Football of a year ago that got the officials into trouble. They're ready for it this time, but this Wilhite pass, it's got some wings on it, and the nice play coming across from the other side by Ken Stills, number 29, to knock it away from Steve Watson.
So it's 3rd and 5. Back at the 35-yard line. The ball was in the air for almost an eternity.
Timeout. Denver.
You do not expect this from a veteran ball club like the Denver Broncos. So old momentum may have put on a green jersey.
By Budweiser, Beechwood Age for that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you. By the Energizer Battery, good times never lasted longer. And by American Airlines, something special in the air.
This is Charlie Jones, Jimmy Cephalo with 13 minutes and 4 seconds left at Milwaukee County Stadium. Green Bay leading Denver 17-10. Broncos with the ball, 3rd down and 5. Low snap to Elway. Right flat pass is complete to Wilhite. He dives for the first down at the 41-yard line.
Jerry Wilhite does a lot of this. He likes to throw his body around, and he pays for it. He did on that occasion. But he picked up the first down, an outstanding play on the part of Gerald Wilhite. He's not going to get the first down unless he goes up and over the top. Tiger Green there to try and prevent him from getting the first down. But as you see, he took it on the helmet and paid for it.
The mark at the 40, but it still is a first down. Winder in trouble. Good defensive play by Alfonso Carricker. A loss of 4.
2nd and 14.
36-yard line of Denver, 2nd and 14. Ricky Natillo goes wide to the far side. Kay in motion, and we've got flags. Here's the call.
Encroachment. Defense. Number 94. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
It's on Charles Martin. If there is football next weekend, then here's what we'll have on NBC. New England at Washington, Buffalo at Dallas, Indianapolis, St. Louis. The Raiders at Houston. That could be 2 teams that are 2-0. Jets at Pittsburgh, Cincinnati at the Rams, Seattle at San Diego. Pass is complete to Clarence Kay to the 49-yard line. And a little short of the first down. Let's go to New York for an update.
All right, Charlie, stop the presses because we'll see Bernie Kosar scramble on this play. He's not exactly in the Fran Tarkenton class in that regard, but just before he's to be hit, he unloads to the Ice Cube, Gerald McNeil, who tumbles in for an 11-yard touchdown. 17-10 Browns in the 3rd.
Thank you, Bob. And, of course, here at Milwaukee County Stadium, Denver with the ball trailing by 7. And they face a 3rd and 1 at their own 49-yard line. And they have the first down. Gene Lang picks it up to the Green Bay 47.
First down.
Ross Browner makes the tackle. He, of course, was with Cincinnati and acquired when Ezra Johnson went down.
Right. He was put on waivers by the Bengals, and of course he played for Forrest Gregg at Cincinnati, knew the system. That's why when Ezra Johnson went down with a knee injury, Forrest Gregg and the Packers decided they could use his experience.
First down. They're going to officially call it the 46-yard line. Elway. Watson. And he's wrestled out at the 38-yard line. Dave Brown was there. Dave has been a valuable addition to the Green Bay secondary.
Yeah, that right cornerback spot was questionable going into the beginning, the opening of the season. Through training camp, they had lots of problems out there, but Dave Brown has solidified the position. He's the veteran, the crafty one, tied with Donnie Shells as the most active interceptor in the league right now.
2nd and 2, 38-yard line. Winder the remaining back. Elway, a little play action. Over the middle, it is complete. It is Orson Mobley. And the big guy does it again. A first down at the 17-yard line as he picks up 21 big ones. Mark Murphy, big to big.
Real big. Mobley with the big old target.
I need another adjective. I'll find one.
Watch Mark Murphy pay for hitting Mobley. Now he's going to catch him around the knees. Nice throw on the part of John Elway. Murphy, number 37, with the hit. He'll stay down for a little while. Anytime you put your helmet into the knees of a man that big, you're going to get your bell rung.
Mobley, 6'5", listed at 256. He's at least 270. And he looks like he's about 240. He's so well built. First down to the 17-yard line. There's the quick screen far side. And that's Natil to the 10-yard line. So there's 7. Second down and 3. Mark Lee. They'll mark it the 11-yard line.
Charlie, the reason the Broncos love this play so much is when you've got those quick little receivers out there, you've got to give them some room. The only way you can take this play away, the quick hitch, is to come up in a bump and run. And Dan Reeves knows that. They don't want to give them all that room down there, so they're going to play back off, and that allows the quick hitch. And they picked up 9 or 10 yards each of the last couple of plays. Once to Steve Watson with the hits, and once to Natil.
Handoff is inside, and Wilhite is dropped. Tim Harris was there for Green Bay. Going to be close to the first down. We'll take another look.
Number 97, watch the hit he puts on the running back.
Official timeout for measurement.
Running into a wall.
And the change will come out for the measurement. Clock is stopped. 8 minutes, 49 seconds. That is the time remaining in the game. Green Bay leading Denver 17-10. Going to be about 4 inches short.
Short will be 3rd down.
Quick check of other scores.
Cleveland on top of Pittsburgh, as Bob Costas just told us. San Francisco back, tied it up with Cincinnati. Miami still on top of Indianapolis, and Atlanta continue with that 1-point lead, now 21-20 over the group. Houston over Buffalo, and Philadelphia over New Orleans.
Elway, a quarterback sneak. He needs 4 inches. Yep. Oh, I don't know. Boy, this is all up to the way where the official spotted. Jerry Boyarski was right in the middle of the pile defensively for Green Bay, and of course had a lot of help.
Jerry Boyarski had a hold of John Elway's right ankle that he was trying to jump over the top, and Boyarski had it anchored.
Now we'll bring the chains out again.
Let's take a look at number 61 in there on the right of the center. He grabs a hold of Elway's right leg, or left leg, actually. He can't jump over the pile. Of course, he got some help from Brian Noble.
And it's the movement of the football. It's where Elway was holding the football and where it was, and it's marked by one of the side linesmen. First down. with not a lot of room to spare. Broncos rushing. Second in the conference last season, 20 touchdowns. No touchdowns rushing so far.
Of course, they scored over 40 points last week, so forget about whether you rushed for a touchdown or not. Charlie, the clouds are starting to come back to Milwaukee. It looks like we're going to have a lot of rain. That may have a big important factor on whether they score here or not.
First down, goal to go, 7-yard line, driving to tie it up. Sammy Winder to the 2-yard line. Where it'll be second down and goal to go. 7 minutes, 48 seconds and counting. That is the time remaining in the game. Mark Murphy was there for the defense. Starting to rain again. Crowd going for their umbrellas.
If they can go in and tie it up, you know, if they're not able to do that here, then it takes away some of their passing attack and everything else the Broncos like to do. So again, very important for them to get in from this juncture.
Lang. Good defensive play as he is tripped up. Kenneth Johnson, who has an interception, moved up from the secondaries out of that left corner and makes the play. Third down goal.
You're right. That's a touchdown saver there, Charlie. Now they've got an option. Now it's third down, still about 3.5 or so to go. What do? Do you throw it? Do you run it? Apparently, you see the jockeying going on a position. Dan Reeves sending in some receivers oh no, he's going to change his mind now.
Rush hour on the subway.
That's right.
Just to get into this thing.
The Packers, they wait, they look over across, they found out to see the group coming in.
Denver, their second timeout.
Well, Denver has to take a second timeout. But better here. 6:44. That is the time remaining. Denver down by 7. They are threatening. We'll be back. Right around the corner. This is the Denver radio booth. With the glasses on the right, I said that's Bob Martin. He is one of the best radio broadcasters in the country. And has set the record in the NFL for most times with a home radio station. He's fighting cancer, and we talked to him before, and he's really doing well. Third down goal to go here from the 4. Maybe the 2, possibly the 1.5. Tim Harris stopping Gene Lang. And now it is fourth down. And decision time. You have to go for the touchdown.
Charlie, you have to go for the touchdown for 2 reasons. 1, because of the rain, and 2, because if you kick a field goal here, you're still 4 down, and then you still have to come back and score a touchdown. Might as well go for it now. Another big play by number 29, Kenneth Stills. Remember, he made the big play before, coming from his safety position to knock a sure touchdown away from Steve Watson.
Here it is. This could be the ball game on the line. Jackson on an end around. Can you believe it? Oh, excuse me, Steve Sewell, number 30 on the end around.
What a call this is. Charlie, this is an incredible call right now. If this works, you're a hero.
It's an unbelievable call. It didn't go that fast. We'll look at it in slow motion.
Watch the Green Bay Packers. They're all in the middle. I mean, they're hard-nosed. They're going to stop it over the top. And sure enough, here comes Sewell around the end. He walks into the end zone.
What a great call.
Terrific.
An 80-yard touchdown drive. And now, Rich Carlos to tie it all up. In the rain. Kubiak to hold. Good snap. Perfect. We're tied at 17 with 5 minutes and 53 seconds left. We'll be back with the kickoff from Milwaukee County Stadium in just a moment. The reaction of Denver. And then the rains came. And it is pouring. 17-17. It goes out of bounds. New rule on a kickoff that goes out of bounds unless it's the first time of an onside kick. It is the receiving team's
Free kick
ball
out of bounds.
30 yards from the kicking point, which is now the 35-yard line of Green Bay. smart move by Brent Fullwood, the rookie.
Yeah, really smart move by Brent Fullwood, the rookie. You don't want to handle the football in this kind of a rainstorm. If you get the idea it's going to go out of bounds, but it takes a lot of guts because people are running down. That's a free football.
First down, Green Bay. Denver has had the ball on offense 44 of the last 54 plays in the ball game. So it's been a long time since Green Bay has had a chance to do something with the football. Fullwood gets the call, has a couple of yards. 37-yard line, second down and 8. We're moving on 5.5 minutes left to go in the game. Jim Ryan with the tackle, and we're tied 17-17 in the midst of a rainstorm.
Charlie, I think the Packers are really limited in what they can call in this juncture. You've got the rookie quarterback in there. It's pouring out. I think they've got to be conservative, either the short passing game or the running to the good halfbacks.
Mikowski. Strong throw to Ed West, his tight end, who caught it at the 41 to 42-yard line. That's good for 5. Third down and 3. Dennis Smith with the tackle. Now, what's this quarterback? He started the game as a rookie, his first start. He's not making rookie plays anymore.
No, he's not. That's a fine throw. I mean, it's a safe throw, but he did have Dennis Smith hanging all over Ed West inside. A good, strong throw on the part of Mikowski.
They mark at the 41, so it's third down and 4. Over the middle, knocked away. Mark Hayes makes the play. Epps, the intended receiver. Neal was open about 5 yards deep, but he didn't have time to see him. Here's another look.
No, but Epps is open coming across the middle. That's Mark Hayes, number 36, trying to cover. But a nice throw by Mikowski. That's, again, it's a tough catch, but a catch that a veteran receiver has got to make. That's a first down, and that could have been a big play for the Packers.
Don Bracken to kick, a 33.5-yard average this week. 48.9 yards on 10 kicks last week. Bad snap, takes it on the hop. All under the conditions, not that bad. Will Height will let it roll. He's just going to cover it. The ball is kicked away. They're going to blow it down. Ball is dead at the 13. Official blew the whistle. Official blew the whistle. May have anticipated possession. 47 yards on the kick. But that's going to be the call. We'll take another look.
I want to have a look at this one, though.
Does he have possession?
Well, he doesn't yet. He doesn't yet.
He does there. They blow the whistle.
Yeah, we'll give it to him. That's a good call. Good call.
And he's trying to keep players off of him, too. So it is a good call. 4 minutes and 7 seconds. I'd rather have the snow and the cold. That's.
This is why Forrest Gregg's upset, though, Charlie. Down there, he was not touched down. I mean, he's on the football, but nobody had touched him down at the point.
That's right.
But it is legal for a receiver to call himself down.
You holler help.
You know, you say, I'm down, ref, and they say, fine. You don't have to be touched.
I think the official anticipated, the call, trying to protect him. Winder fighting his way outside the 20 and then out of bounds. Oh, he made something out of a play that simply was not there. Let's check the 10-minute ticker as he picked up 12 yards. Cleveland leads by 10. Chicago leads by 11. Cincinnati leads by 3. They're all in the 4th. Miami leads by 13. Atlanta still by 1. Houston and Buffalo, hey, they're now tied 20-20. And Philadelphia in front of New Orleans. We're tied here at 17-17, and we have 4 minutes left to go in regulation play. Now, if we end tie, of course, we go into overtime, and we will play to the first score or the end of a 15-minute period. An injury timeout. Is that Keith Bishop? I'm not sure. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Not only an outstanding offensive lineman, but also he is the snapper.
Yeah, that could be very important. Thought to be one of the best long snappers in football.
Yes.
If he's out of there on a field goal, it could really mess the timing up for Carlos. May be a very important injury today.
Because it could come down to the point where it is a long field goal attempt in the rain for the victory. A first down at the 25 with 4 minutes to go. What a ball game this has turned out to be.
It's been two different kind of games. Just like the weather, the sun, and the rain we've had, it's been a second half, mostly Denver Broncos. First half, they made every mistake imaginable and hanging on to the football.
That came from my bathtub, and you've got to bring it back. First down at the 25. Elway hands off inside. Winder again. 4 yards to the 29. Second down and 6. Brian Noble with the tackle. Mark Cooper has replaced Bishop at that left guard spot. Billy Bryan is the offensive center, but again on the snaps, on extra points, field goals, and punts. Steve Bishop moves over and snaps. Second and 6. Watson in motion. Elway, a high floater that Wilhite pulls down and goes out of bounds at the 29. So that's the line of scrimmage. It's still going to be third down and 6. And Noble had the coverage as he went out with it. Tonight, NBC brings you great family television, starting with Our House and 2 outstanding comedies, Family Ties, and the series premiere of My Two Dads. Then G. Gordon Liddy, L.A. Law's Jimmy Smits, Sam Jones, and Lyle Alzado. All starring in NBC's world premiere movie, The Highwayman. That's tonight on NBC. Hole number 77 finally legitimately working. Third down and 6. 4-man rush, no blitz. Pass is complete. Mobley first down. 41-yard line. Gain of 12 and the first down.
Charlie, that has to be a mistake on the part of the Packers. You can't let Mobley run all alone across the defense. There was nobody near him. He had 4 or 5 good yards. Not until Mark Murphy, number 37, gets over does he go down.
Ken Stills with a tackle. We talked earlier about the gloves that receivers wear. Does the rain bother them or does it make them better?
No, it makes them fine. The diver gloves in the cold weather or in the wet weather are fine.
Elway has completed 26 of 39. He has thrown for 257 yards. He hands off to Sammy Winder. And if you notice at the top of the screen, one of the officials even went slipping and sliding. Everybody likes to see the officials fall down. I'm sorry, they just do. Even Jimmy Cephalo is smiling.
Sometimes they get knocked over too, Charlie.
Well, that's not so much fun. Now, knocking over is different. Second and 8 at the 43. 2:10 and counting. Time remaining in the game. Tied. 17-17. Denver with the ball. Elway. Good protection. Wobbly. High. Brought down by Clarence Kay. Kay still going. Fumbles the ball. Green Bay has it.
John Anderson has the coverage on the play. He slips just at the last minute, but watch, he fell into some good stuff here because the fumble by Clarence Kay. Watch who comes up with the fumble recovery. The same man, John Anderson, who was beaten on the play.
Anderson, 2 fumble recoveries, an interception, 2-minute warning.
He'll slip down and trying to cover Kay. Now, after the catch, Anderson gets back up to make the tackle, but Kay doing a good job of fighting for extra yards. Lee, number 22, gets a helmet right on the football, pops it out the other end, and there is Mr. John Anderson in the right place at the right time.
And again, Anderson, 1 interception, 2 fumble recoveries, 5 turnovers by Denver. Green Bay has not turned the ball over. And we're tied 17-17. Minute 55 left in regulation. Forward. A couple of yards to the 32. Second down and 8.
Timeout. Green Bay. Their first timeout.
Timeout, Green Bay. I'm surprised.
So am I.
We'll tell you why when we get
The timeout doesn't make much sense. With Mikowski in the football game, sure, your offense is not going to be as explosive. It's compounded by the rain. But look, this is the NFL. If he's going to make it, you got to put your whole offense in and throw the football downfield. There's only a minute and 49 seconds left. Enough about running up the middle. You got to fire it up.
You know what I think it was? I think it was a mistake.
Well, it very possibly could have been.
I think it was a mistake.
Green Bay has 2 timeouts with 1 timeout remaining.
See? We were right. Yeah, because when he said it, but that's all right. What we said was correct. Good. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate that. I still have no idea why they call the timeout. The beautiful insight that you gave us.
Vicious is right.
Okay, it's second and 8. Maybe the timeout was to get the rain to stop. Almost intercepted off of a tip. Incomplete, third down and 8.
Mikowski,
intended receiver. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Mikowski right on the target again, and Clark drops this one. Now watch the deflection. Almost winds up right in the hand of a linebacker whose number I missed. Who is it? Oh, that's Smith. That's Dennis Smith. Nearly came up with the interception.
Yes. 143, and there's number 49, Dennis Smith. He has that broken ring finger on his left hand. You know, last week he had that big full cast on it. He has a little bit of a cast on it here. Flags are down. Mikowski is down, and the ball is down. Now we'll sort out the flag. 1:38 time remaining. We'll keep you posted on that. We're tied 17-17.
Illegal formation. Defense.
How can the defense?
Illegal formation. Offense.
He meant off.
Okay.
That was
Charlie, it's early in the season. I knew it was either him or me.
illegal formation. Number 70 on the offense was uncovered. Penalty is declined. Fourth down.
What it means by uncovered is that Euchre, who's the tight end, did not have a receiver outside of him.
That's right.
That was on the line of scrimmage.
Number 49, Smith, dead aim to Mikowski.
All right, Bracken to kick. Bad footing. He's right on the edge of that infield, and it's muddy. And he has pressure, and this is a good kick. Wilhite, 28-yard line, needs a return. Dives to the 37. A lot of time left for Elway. 129, 41-yard kick under these conditions. Chris Mandible was down covering for the Packers, and a 9-yard counterpunch.
And Charlie, the rain is not as heavy as it was the last time the Broncos had the football. You can look for John Elway to put the entire offense back into it and throw it downfield.
Next week, baseball, that's your department.
Thanks a lot.
All right. Well, you're handling
The
that.
Blue Jays or the Cardinals and the Cubs. Tigers currently a game and a half on top of the Blue Jays in the AL East, and the Cardinals hanging on a game and a half over the Mets in the NL East. Interesting.
Denver, well done, by the way, for the 36-yard line first down. Tied 17-17. 129 left. If we're tied, of course, we go into overtime. Incomplete. Coaches go down, and everybody goes sliding on the far side. Lang, the intended receiver. Mark Murphy was there, and it'll be second down and 10. Now, just to, it feels like overtime.
It certainly does at this point. The rain has so much to do with it, too, at this juncture.
Yeah, your options are cut down. I have a thought that the only way that Denver can win in regulation is by one of their gadget, trick, offbeat type of plays, which they always have 3 or 4. You know, like a flea flicker or that type, where you can get somebody way down deep.
And here's one of them right now, Charlie.
And Wilhite stays with it. He's to the 50 and then out of bounds, but that could well set up something that could come deep. 49-yard line of Green Bay. 1:17 left. 14 yards on the play. Ken Stills with the tackle. Here's a look at the field position of the Denver Broncos at the Green Bay 49, and the score and the time, like the score, 117. First down, Denver. And now we sweep right. Will Height. Maybe a half a yard, and that is all.
Charlie, they're setting up that play.
Set up something.
Here it comes. The throw back to John Elway. If they don't try it now, they'll never try it. He hands the football off and keeps sneaking over to the other side. They're waiting to see. But Dave Brown, number 32, that feisty veteran defensive back, keeps hanging around in the area. Wiley. That's a good one. But let's look for it. That same play with the throw back to John Elway.
Tiger Green made the tackle. Now there's one other point. All you need is about 30 yards for Carlos to go for the field goal attempt. They fake the inside handoff, and the throw goes to Sewell, and Sewell is out of bounds.
And that's a big play by Sewell, getting to the sideline. They save a timeout. They only pick up a few yards, but saving the timeout, a big play by Sewell.
2 to the 46. Third down and 7. Mark Lee was there for the Green Bay Packers. 29 seconds. Time remaining in regulation. Still tied 17-17. Four wide receivers. Three-man rush. Middle screen. Will Height. Stop. Scott Stephen, the rookie taken in the 3rd round of the draft, who plays outstanding pass defense, working on his run defense, makes the play.
Charlie, I'd call timeout right now. 4th down, last play, regulation. Throw it up in the air.
Timeout. Denver, their last timeout.
With 1 second.
This way, it's over. Regulation is over. They score a touchdown, but to let it run all the way out.
No, Rich Carlos, a long field goal attempt.
Not from this juncture.
Why not?
How long would it be? How long would a field goal is?
Well, let's see. It would be the line of scrimmage. It would do 7 yards back. It would be 65 yards in the rain. He can do it.
Sure.
But why not? No, but why not? You have 1 second left.
Because I think you've got as good an opportunity to throw the football off and hope for that Hail Mary bounce in the end zone as Rich Carlos to kick a 65-yard field goal in the rain.
I have a thought.
Okay.
My thought is changing the subject. The most valuable player.
How about Al Del Greco or Rich Carlos? Because I tell you.
What about Mikowski regardless of what happens? Wait, Jim, wait. Jim is shaking. Jim said no.
I don't think you can pick a most valuable player in a game
Until the game's over.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Okay, we'll wait. On behalf of all of us, we thank you. The game or overtime? Overtime. Here's what happens. We have 3 minutes now between now and the kickoff of overtime. There'll be a toss of a coin. We'll stay here as everybody regroups, decide what they want to do, and they toss the coin. Then we'll go away for a commercial, and then we'll come back with the kickoff of overtime. And I think we just missed the early flight to Chicago. That's almost a gimme. But, what are you? If we would have said at the top of the show, the beginning of the telecast, hey, we could have an upset in the making, everybody in TV land would have said, oh boy, why did they come like that? So you can't say it. And we didn't even feel it either.
No, I don't think we did, to be quite honest.
No. But Green Bay has played well. They have played above what they played last week. Denver has played below. And now it's all on the line in overtime.
Yeah, it is. When you look at Green Bay, though, from a year ago.
Calling heads, tails.
As you look at the toss of the coin.
Tails is the call. It is a head.
Now, do you want to kick or receive in this kind of weather?
Oh, I don't think you ever give the football up in overtime at the beginning of it. If you get it, you hang on to it.
I just thought I'd ask. So Green Bay won the toss, and Green Bay will be receiving. And we'll be back with overtime right after these messages from your local station. Just like we promised, we are back. Green Bay has not been in an overtime game for 43 games. October 7, 1984, they lost to Tampa Bay in Tampa Bay 30-27. Denver, of course, you remember the game at Cleveland in the playoff that they won. That was the championship game. And this is covered at the 36-yard line. And Green Bay will go to work there. And here is the rookie quarterback, Don Majkowski. New this year, the report card. Majkowski, his stats 9 of 17. Fullwood, 29 yards rushing. Caruth, 3 carries for 20. See what Green Bay can do now from their own 35-yard line. Here's Fullwood. He has 5. He has got 10. He's got almost 20. Andre Townsend, 19 yards for the rookie, Brent Fullwood. The Denver 46-yard line, first down.
And that's Fullwood down, Charlie. It looks like they're working on his right leg after the run. Didn't seem it was because of the run. Could be a cramp at this juncture. You hate to speculate, but let's take a look to see if there's any contact when he goes down. Watch Andre Townsend grab a hold of the leg. Maybe that leg is injured. Yes, it looks like it turns underneath of Fullwood. Take a look at the legs. Yeah, the right leg of Brent Fullwood tied up by Andre Townsend. That's the reason for the injury.
First down, Denver 46. Davis has about 3 to the 43. Second down and 7. The report card of in regulation time of the Denver Broncos. Elway, 29 of 44, 280 yards. Winder, 56 yards rushing. Mobley, 4 for 64, 5 turnovers. Second down. Flag is down. Pass is complete. Walter Stanley with the reception, but a marker on the play, 12 yards if it stands up. Al Del Greco's career field goal is 50 yards.
Charlie, Phillip Epps was tangled up with someone downfield.
Holding, number 43, defense. Penalty decline. First down.
Did he say 43?
He did, but there is not a 43 listed on the roster.
No.
But they were, whoever it was, it could have been 49 or 48, Smith or Robbins. They were tangled up with Phillip Epps in the middle of the field.
First down at the 31-yard line. Ball out, Caruth. They're working on Fullwood on the bench. He's taping that ankle. Now they're right now on a dry field and a clear day within range for Al Del Greco and a field goal attempt. But the footing is so treacherous right now.
It is, Charlie. That's why I think if you're this close, you can't be too conservative because of the difficulty of kicking in the bad weather. I think you've got to try and go in for the touchdown and the score.
Second down and 8. Davis to the outside. Good defensive play. He is dropped at the 30. He'll lose a yard. Let's check the 10-minute ticker. Cleveland in front. Chicago wins. San Francisco wins by 1. Miami wins. Atlanta wins by 1. Fourth quarter, Buffalo in front, Philadelphia in front. No, excuse me, Houston in front and Philadelphia in front, fourth quarter. Third down. Inside handoff to Davis. And he is wrapped up by Simon Fletcher. Good play by Fletcher. Going to be 4th down and 8. They're going for it. Going to be about a 47, 48-yard attempt if he can find a dry spot. Don Bracken to hold. Mark Cannon is the snapper. Yards and the game. Is it enough? No. That's a tough call. That's a tough kick from 47 yards out. Conditions like this.
And he just missed it too, Charlie. It seems like he had it on target. It was just short.
And we've got a timeout. When we come back, Denver will have the ball. 10:58 left in overtime. Bracken, the holder, so important. Good snap, good hold. Gets the laces around. You don't want to kick with the laces. They can pull it off.
And Greco seemed to have pretty good footing there, too. Although Greco...
Not a masterpiece. Little name tie in there. Throw that. Sorry I mentioned it. Seemed like a good idea at the time. We're tied 17-17 with 10:58 left to go in overtime. Denver has the ball for the first time. There's Aldo Greco. They'll have it at their own 30-yard line. Of course, that was the line of scrimmage on the field goal attempt that failed. The rain is stopped, and the sun is trying to break through. To the 36-yard line. Gain of 6, 2nd down and 4. Holland with the tackle. On that formation, Wilhite took a couple of steps back. So he was deeper than normal. I thought he was there as a safety valve. That Elway would come out throwing, and he was just a safety valve in case something went wrong.
Usually tailbacks will do it in a variety of ways. Most of them like to get very deep behind the fullback in order to better see a hole, get it deep in the backfield, and be able to cut in either direction.
Second down.
Some discussions about the wet football and whether they'll replace it or dry it up.
And also the fact that the 30-second clock had run down to 8 seconds. And so they want it reset. It has been reset back to 30 seconds.
Packer defense has been on the field the entire second half. They've got to be wearing a little tired at this point.
We're in overtime. Denver's first opportunity. 2nd down and 4. Winder to the 40-yard line. Total yards today 406 to 227. The key statistic has to be the 5 turnovers. Denver has coughed up the ball 5 times. 3 fumble recoveries, 2 interceptions, and last week they converted 5 turnovers for 27 points.
Right, and Broncos had more than 500 yards in total offense a week ago, so their offensive production has been outstanding in the first 2 weeks of the year.
3rd down, a little under 1 to go. Bishop is back in there. Good news for the Broncos. And a first down for Denver to the 44-yard line.
First down.
The field conditions dictating what you can do, and very wisely the Broncos been very conservative here. Now you expect Elway to come out throwing at a certain point. We just don't know where.
That middle section where they're at right now, between the 35 and the 50-yard line, right along the hashes, is very chewed up. If they can get downfield a few yards, there's not as bad a footing as there is right there. That's the worst part of the whole field.
First down, Denver. Their own 44-yard line. Sammy Winder, 48-yard line. Second down and 6. Now, Rich Carlos. His career-long field goal is 51 yards. Last week he hit a 42-yard. He hit 38 yards here. And the rain has stopped. All right, it's lightened up. It's still a little drizzle. Wilhite over the top, 48-yard line of Green Bay. Third down and a couple, maybe 3.
They seem to be content to just slosh it out, push it downfield, and knock out the first down. But here it is, 3rd and 2 yards.
3rd and 3.
And like last week, even though they didn't play as well, they being Green Bay didn't play as well last week as they played this week. And now Forrest Gregg trying to get the crowd back in. The crowd is just sitting on their hands. They could be a big help here. Here's Wilhite. He dives for the first down.
And that's the second time this afternoon that Gerald Wilhite has dived for a first down, and 2 very big ones, keeping Bronco drives alive.
Mark Murphy was the defender, and here it is again.
He throws his body around and he pays for it. A lot of injuries, but look at that over the top.
Yes.
That's the only way he can get the first down, jumping over, it looks like Dave Brown, number 32.
We gave him the first down. Now the change will make it official. Piece of cake. First down at the Green Bay 46. 7 minutes, 12 seconds left in overtime. Again, the rule. First score, any type of a score. Field goal, touchdown, safety. The game is over. If we play the 15-minute period and there is no score, it goes in the books as a tie. That's for regular season play. Of course, postseason, it goes on until you have a winner. Elway rolls, throws, and is dropped, incomplete. Pass was a little low. Not that good a throw. Laying the intended receiver.
And that's the first throw they've had of the entire drive.
Second and 10.
Troy, I think now, at 2nd and 10, you've got to go and throw on 2nd and 3rd down. You need one pass play, and you're within Carlos's range.
Scoring by quarters, and you see it's been pretty well spread out. Green Bay led 7-0 at the end of the first, 14-3 at halftime, 14-10 at the 3rd, and 17-17. Elway's going to run. And he dives, and it's going to be about a yard shy of the first down. 3rd down and 1. Johnny Holland, the rookie from Texas A&M, number 50, taken in the 2nd round of the draft.
And he's mirroring Elway the entire field all the way around. And if Holland doesn't hem him in and make this play, John Elway surely picks up the first down.
Rich Carlos, number 3. Loosening up.
As it stands now, it would be about a 55-yard field goal, so an important 3rd down.
That's the goal line, way down there. 38 yards away. The defense holds. Lang will lose a couple of yards. Now a field goal attempt would be about a 55-yarder in distance. Bad footing. Or do you kick for the corner? USA field goal?
I think anytime you get the opportunity, you try and win the football game in overtime. You got to try and kick it. And they're going to punt it.
They're going to punt.
That's why he's coaching it. I'm in the booth.
Tough decision. Right on the margin. Right on the margin. I think it's the right decision. It would have been from 40. It would have been a 56-yard kick. And the conditions aren't that good. All right, Haran for the corner. Flag is down. And that's a 30-second violation.
Delay of game.
That doesn't really make any difference at this point.
No, they'll decline.
Actually could help.
Well,
And rather than go for the corner, you just punt it right down the middle. You were saying?
There's no need for them to accept the penalty.
Well, that's right. I always keep forgetting that. That's right.
Delay of the game. 5-yard penalty.
But you know one reason to accept the penalty is that if you mess up and one of your men comes across and makes contact, it's not, if you take a look at the score, then it's not a first down.
And it's a dead ball fall, something that I forgot about previously. So let him kick for the corner, and he really does have a better angle.
Buffalo now leading Houston in the fourth. Well, that one's going back. Haran with Walter Stanley as the return man. One hop. Good kick. Did it make it? It made it. They're going to say, yes, it broke the plane. All it has to do is break the plane. Well, it was almost just an inch away. The official being congratulated on the call. Let's take another look. I mean, it was almost the most brilliant kick of the year. The bad
Touchback.
snap.
First down, Green Bay.
And now, the other end, Jim Ryan. Now, remember, if he touches the ball and then slides across, then it comes back out to the 20. That is a touchback. It's getting very close. Here comes Ryan. He touches it. It's in the end zone automatic.
No, but they had made the call. The official this side made the call. It had touched the chalk. It had broken the play. 20-yard line. Green Bay, their second time on offense in overtime, and Fullwood is there, and he gets the call. No game. Question.
Yes.
You've been playing, you're now in overtime. You've played 10.5 minutes of overtime, plus this whole ball game on a wet, muddy, sloggy field. It's hard to run it. You are probably more tired than if you had a good day of weather.
True. Because it's a soggy field, It takes more to move the legs, and you're much more tired than you would be had it been in a nice sunny day.
Is that one of the reasons that even in overtime we haven't seen the big plays?
Well, I think the reason for the big plays is simply the bad weather and the poor field, but not because of the tiredness. No, I don't believe so.
Out of bounds, incomplete. Epps, the intended receiver. Harden and Smith had the coverage, and it'll be third down and 10. All of a sudden, things are starting to swing to the Denver side. Third down and 10, they need to hold here. Force a punt. They'll start with pretty good field position. 3:58 time remaining. So this play looms large in the outcome.
Third and 10.
Mikowski. Scrambling. He's going to run for it. No, he throws at the last moment, and it is incomplete. And there are no flags. And it is fourth down. Rick Dennison had the coverage. Fourth down and 10. Clark was there, the intended receiver, and Bracken will now kick. And Wilhite is the return man for Denver. 3:49. That is the time remaining in overtime. Good kick. Fair catch is taken at the 46-yard line. 34 yards on the kick. And Denver has the ball at their own 46.
And so the decision by Dan Reeves to kick the ball away was the correct one. Their defense holds without a first down, and they wind up with the football back at the 46-yard line.
And it almost turned out to be a magnificent decision if Denver could have gotten to the ball a little bit sooner. And they would have had the ball at the 1. And we still have the Budweiser MVP pending.
And we still have right now.
And we still have the outcomes of the ball game pending too, yeah, which is a little more important. Change of balls requested. That offensive line stuttered Bishop, Bryan, Ayers, and Lanier, and it is very quiet. Play action fake. An underthrow. Mobley, the intended receiver. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Mark Lee with the cover. 3:37 left in overtime. Carlos continues to warm up.
That clock becomes such an important element now. How many times can Denver get the football back? Do the Packers have the ability to get it and run it at all anymore? Will they have to rely on the arm of Mikowski if they do get it back to throw it down the field?
Mobley in motion. And Elway pulled back. He leaned back. They're going to call it on John, I'm sure. As soon as he moved, then Green Bay went right with him and made contact. That'll cost Denver 5.
He actually turns into the second person in motion. Mobley's number 1. Elway pushing back is number 2.
False start. Quarterback. 5-yard penalty.
2nd and 15. Denver at their own 41-yard line. 3:37 left. We're tied 17-17. Overtime period. Play 15 minutes. Still tied. That's it. Total offense. Broncos 423. Packers 228.
2nd and 15.
Inside handoff to Wilhite. Wilhite around the corner. 46-yard line of Green Bay. 13 yards. It'll be 3rd down and still a couple to go for the first down as Mark Murphy makes the tackle. And we have 3:17 and counting time remaining. Now the officials stop the clock. It's an injury timeout. That may just be a cramp. Hopefully that's what it is.
That's Keith Bishop once again.
Bishop. And now we'll take a timeout. 3:16 left to go. We are tied. We're in overtime. We're in Milwaukee. And
4, I believe.
what is the feeling of the players? Is it to win, or is it just, does it get to a point it's just to get it over with?
No, I don't think it ever gets to the point where you just want to get it over with. You know, you played 4 whole quarters. You want to win the football game. You didn't fight your guts out for 3 hours so that you can get off and go home on the bus.
3rd down and 2. Denver has the ball at the Green Bay 46-yard line. 3:16 left to go in overtime. And again, in regular season, you play a 15-minute overtime period. First team to score in any way, it's over at that point. After the 15-minute period, if it's still tied, then it goes into the record book as a tie. And we're 3:16, 3 minutes and 16 seconds away from an official tie. Tonight, in our house, family ties, my 2 dads and Lyle Alzado in the Highwayman. First down. 41-yard line, Steve Sewell. Sewell, who scored a touchdown. Tackled by Ken Sills.
Play action fake, Charlie. Man in motion. They've been doing that all day. Man in motion, coming around and turning in and making a block. This time he sneaks underneath the defense, and again it's Ken Sills who's had a fine game making the tackle on Sewell, but he does not get out of bounds. Remember that clock. They're fighting the clock as well as the Packers right now. 2:27 left and counting.
Steve Sewell, you will recall, scored the touchdown that ended up with Rich Karlis of tying the game at 17. Here's just a yard for Sammy Winder to the 40, and it's 2nd down and 9.
Winder.
Studdard coming back in, Rimsburg going out of that offensive set. Anderson with the tackle.
The 2-minute warning.
Mark Cooper is also in that offensive line, and the 2-minute warning, since it is the last period of periods, just like the last period of the first half, last period of the second half, that's the reason that you have the 2-minute warning. And one of the reasons on the 2-minute warning, they don't have it in college. You have it in the National Football League because there are half a dozen rule changes that take place in the last 2 minutes of the game. And that is the reason that that was established, not as so many believe, to get another commercial in for television. But it is a handy vehicle for us when we need it, yes.
Yeah, certain rule changes. For example, the offensive player who fumbles the football is the only one who can recover within the 2 minutes. One of the big reasons for that, of course, many years ago, Dave Casper falling on the end zone of a so-called fumble on the part of Kenny Stabler, bouncing it around.
That's right, yeah.
A lot of rule changes inside of 2 minutes.
All right, Don Majkowski, very, very slow start. Rookie, taken in the 10th round of the draft. Soon as he completed his first pass, he really took off, and his whole attitude changed, and his posture, his throwing form, everything entirely different than it was at the beginning of the ball game.
Well, he's been called a gamer in the scouting combine workouts, Blesto workouts in New Orleans before people are drafted. They said he didn't look very good in the drills. Of course, John Elway looks great in the drills. That's what he does best. But Majkowski, as he gets into a football game, his whole personality changes. He's called a gamer. And 10 out of 21 today, that's quite a game for a rookie NFL quarterback.
And he opened 0 for 4, so 10 of his last 17. Now it's up to John Elway and the Denver Broncos. 2 minutes to go, 2nd and 9 at the Green Bay 40-yard line. In reality, Denver needs about 15 yards. Here's Winder. Winder to the 30, and he picks up 10 or 12. They'll mark it at the 29-yard line. That's 11 yards, and he has the first down. Ken Stills with the tackle. Oh, another 5-8 yards, and you're well within the range of Karlis.
Charlie, on a dry field, normally, if you get closer, as you say, another 5-8 yards, even though it's 2nd down in overtime, you kick it through. But under these conditions, I don't think you do that.
You take the clock all the way down. You get as close as you can.
The reason being, if you miss the kick with a slip, there goes the entire contest.
Denver, that's their first timeout.
But you've got a strong team, a veteran quarterback, some fine wide receivers, some good running backs who've been hanging on to the football in the last quarter or so. They did not do so in the first half of the game. I think instead of calling the timeout, kicking the field goal on 2nd down or 3rd down, as it happens many times during an overtime period, you try and score, get into the end zone. Don't rely on a field goal kicker's footing to win a contest for you.
Also, a point. In overtime, each team has 2 timeouts, and that's it. No carryover timeouts. 2 timeouts in the overtime. Denver now has used 1. At the top of the telecast, the beginning of our coverage, we talked about the NFL spotlight, that it would fall on 2 men. And here they are. And it certainly has fallen on both of them.
Certainly has. John Elway threw the couple of interceptions, but he's completed so many passes, closing in on 300 yards one more time. He could be the most valuable player for any contest that he's in. There you see the comparison between the veteran and the rookie.
Here's Elway. It is high. It is intercepted. Green Bay has the ball. Brian Noble with the interception. 6 turnovers.
Charlie, we said earlier that you don't go ahead and kick the field goal on second down because you've got bad footing and a veteran quarterback. And here is the big mistake. He throws it behind the receiver. Lang was open for a second, but Noble is right there because the ball was so poorly thrown by John Elway.
Green Bay at their own 34-yard line. They have 2 timeouts remaining. 1:15 left in overtime, and here is Davis. He drops the ball, and Denver has it. The Broncos have the football. Dennis Smith recovers the football. First turnover by the Packers. And for Green Bay, a tie after overtime would be like 3 wins in a row. And here is Kenneth Davis.
And that's Smith getting the hand in and ripping it away. He actually rips it away. He's not concerned at this point of just making the tackle. He wants the football. Fletcher would have made the tackle, but it's Smith with the heads-up play going after the football with less than 2 minutes left in the overtime.
On that exchange of interception to fumble recovery, Denver lost 9 yards. So the ball is at the Green Bay 35-yard line. 1:06 time remaining in overtime. (17-17). Inside handoff, and a loss of 2 yards. Will Hyde is dropped by the fumble recover, Brian Noble. Rather, the interceptor had the interception a moment ago. Now he makes the tackle. Loss of 2 to the 37.
Charlie, they've got just 1 timeout left in the overtime. That's why they've got to have the hurry-up offense left to get that field goal team on the field. Now they're going back into the huddle, wasting a great deal of time.
Carlos facing the sideline. Rich. His career long is 51 yards. And that was with good footing. Elway fumbles it, hits one of his own men, comes back into his own arms. He scrambles to the 23. He'll take a countdown. They'll kick it from the 30. He scrambles for 14. They're going to end up with a 40-yard field goal attempt. Or did he call the timeout too soon?
Denver, their last timeout.
He called the timeout too soon.
Right now, Charlie, because the timeout was called at that particular time, you've got to be so very certain to go back, and if you're going to throw the football here, throw it out of bounds or into the end zone, or simply kick the field goal. Then if you do, you give the Packers an opportunity to come back with a last-second play and win the football game or tie it up.
He scrambled for 14. Did he lose the ball? Did it bounce off? Was it Bishop that it bounced off of right back to Elway? That's what it looked like at first glance.
Well, let's find out. Watch Elway lose it. There it goes. Right back into his arm.
Take a rebound.
He must be living under a lucky star with that kind of a bounce.
Carlos is in. Kubiak is in to hold. And Bishop is the snapper. And he'll be kicking from the 30. It would be a 40-yard attempt. They usually set up 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be what it is. Seconds left in overtime. It is up. It is no good. 9 seconds left. So Al Del Greco missing overtime from 47 yards out. Rich Carlos misses in overtime from 40 yards out.
Again, it's a good hold and placement. He slipped on it.
Look at that. Yes, oh, yeah, but the footing is so treacherous.
Yep, absolutely.
And the fans in the end zone, the Packer fans, give the answer. 23-yard line. First down. 9 seconds left in overtime. Mikowski incomplete. Going to Stanley.
We almost gave Rich Carlos another shot at that one.
Yeah. 5 seconds left.
The only chance here is to throw it downfield, hope for the interference penalty, and get another play out of it. With 5 seconds left, that's about the only shot. Take a look at it, though. He overthrows his intended receiver. Fletcher, being a nice guy, just kind of setting it down on the ground.
2nd and 10. Denver has everybody deep. Fumble, picked up. He's going to run for it. And he's going to hit for the sidelines. And time runs out with that play. In one respect, a fitting ending to the ball game. That is still undecided. It ends in a tie at 17-17.
And of course, the weather conditions had so much to do with this contest. Denver, with a more wide-open offense, forced into 6 turnovers in the afternoon. And of course, Rich Carlos, because of the bad weather, misses the field goal.
Don Mikowski, rookie quarterback from Virginia, the Budweiser MVP. He started out very shaky, a very exciting day in his life, and he finished it up looking like a veteran. Budweiser will make a contribution to the United Way on behalf of Don Mikowski, and also a contribution to United Way on behalf of all of the MVPs selected throughout the National Football League today.
And Don Mikowski has to be encouraged by his performance this afternoon, as does Forrest Gregg and the entire Green Bay Packer organization. He played well and strong for a 10th-round draft choice in just his 2nd NFL game, his first as a starter.
And a disappointing day for the Denver Broncos, coming off of the win over Seattle. They were a big favorite coming in here.
Well, they did everything last week that they could possibly do to make themselves look like another championship team, but they didn't look like it today.
It finishes in a tie at 17-17, and we'll be back with the Budweiser NFL Report and Bob Costas.